Happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you on a Monday morning. As I texted my friend yesterday, I said, hey, he said, are you going to call in sick tomorrow? I go, no. Why would I call in sick? I'm getting paid either way, win or lose. Much like the players out there. They're getting paid either way, win or lose. Got to come in here, be here for the audience, get out of the house, go to work. Go to work. Don't hide from a bad stretch of baseball, certainly, in my opinion. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
There we go. Doing great. And Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Benjamin, how are you?
I'm good. I would, I'd sell body parts for a wrap-up at this point.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
Going to be 4 weeks tomorrow since we had a win
Which
to talk
body
about.
part?
Small one, probably, but
toenail. Nobody's buying that thing.
It's been Groundhog Day. I think Craig Stammen said it last week.
Yes, last week.
And
We're
here
in
we
this
are
week
again
now.
Yeah, they won on Saturday, but we don't get.
I hated that
wins
win, by the way.
Yeah.
I know we don't complain about wins, but that was a horrible win. Horrible. Tuesday, May 19th was the last time you tuned into your favorite morning show, Ben and Woods, and heard us play a wrap-up. Tuesday, May 19th.
I don't even remember how the wrap-up goes.
We were 11 games over 500 in first place, by the way. And now we are 2 games above 500.
8 games out of first place.
8 games out of first place. We haven't guttural screamed in months, it feels like, because you didn't get one that day.
No, that was the start of a series. They ended up losing.
Correct.
From
that was a month
grass.
ago.
Can we start doing guttural groans?
Yeah, 100%. I think I have found that scream therapy works fairly well. Just get it all out, scream at the top of your lungs. The other thing that works well, it was great, man. Yesterday was awesome. I had a really good Sunday, like the best Sunday I've had in a long time.
Nice.
I went out and played baseball again, and I know baseball's a touchy subject around here, but we lost. We lost the game 5-2. But I had such an incredible time.
Did anyone hold the manager's feet to the fire after the game?
I don't even know who the manager is. I have no idea. It's not me. I have no idea who the manager is. Maybe that's how it should be. It's on us players. We did not execute. Just FYI. We had plenty of opportunities.
Did someone tell you what the signs were or anything before the game?
No signs. We're all on our own. All on our own. But I had been playing.
Sounds like incredible teamwork.
Yeah.
There.
Well, I had been playing 18 AAA, and I realized, hey, man, it's too much. And I have no shame in my game. So my buddy plays on a 35 AA team and said, hey, come play with us. You'd love the guys. I said, great.
That means age 35 or over.
35 and over. So I went and played with them. And, you're nervous because it's a new team. I only knew like one guy, maybe 2. So you're a little nervous. You want to play well. And, it was a different level than 18 AAA. I'll tell you that. The pitches didn't have an 8 or a 9 in front of them. So that was good. But it was a different, crafty lefty. Didn't you try to fish on the outside? I mean, you're still putting together good ABs. Man, I caught 3 barrels, got 2 hits. And barreling a baseball, it had been so long since I've done it. And I think that's my spark had been extinguished. And I got to do it twice. Hit 3 barrels, got 2 hits out of it. Felt so good to just put together a good AB and rip one.
I love barreling a golf ball. It's
100%.
just sitting there on a tee.
It's on there on a tee.
It's not even moving.
God, it was so good, man. And then we finished. The other thing, the game was spectacular. It was guys making plays, nice plays. I mean, we were done in 2 hours. Done. 9-inning game. Lost 5-2. Made a little late rally. And I drove home on the verge of like happy tears, like literally on the verge of happy tears. I texted my wife. I go, I've been a little bit flat. I said, I was looking for a spark, and I said, I think I found it. I really like these guys. I'm going to go play with them some more. But it was just good, man. It was good to be back. Played good first base. It was just a fun day. And so that was nice. And then I got home, put the game on, and that brought me immediately down to earth. And then with like 2 innings left, my wife and kids had to go somewhere. So I go, I'm like, forget it. I went to the gym, and I just raged in the gym. and then went to the grocery store, made dinner, and I just felt so much better. It was a nice Sunday. They got home, and it was just nice.
I feel like the Padres are affecting our city's collective morale right now.
Oh, yeah, big time.
I mean, I go anywhere. I went played golf with the GOAT on Saturday morning.
Can't get away from
Everyone comes up to me. Everyone's saying the same thing. What's wrong with this team? This team it's a hard watch right now. What do they need to do? Is it Stammen's fault? Is it Manny's fault? And that's just constantly everybody's question. I know not everybody is a baseball fan in San Diego, but certainly the people that I run into and talk to are feeling it right now.
Me too.
And we are in a bit of a collective funk right now in this city because our baseball team can't get out of its collective funk right now. And I mean, I feel it every single day. They just need to start playing better for all of our sakes.
Yeah, I have probably 20 tier ones that DM me on Instagram, just stream of consciousness, literally like just stream of consciousness. Now I can, but I'm not going to respond as much as I used to. I just can't for my own, personal peace. Like they become tethered to you. And this guy's like, why would he throw that pitch there? I'm like, I don't know. Last night, it's 8:30. I'm going to bed. A guy DMs me. What do you think the basis of Manny's struggles are? I go, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about them outside of the time of which I'm paid to talk about them.
Right.
Literally stream of consciousness. Like a game log. One guy just game logs me to death. Oh, man, great play. Oh, man, what was he doing there? Oh, why did Toddy go? It's just stream of consciousness.
I got one.
It's like getting texts, but they're not texts.
I got one from, I assume, a listener last week during a game. And I had no idea who it was. It was just a number, a text. It was just a number. They had texted me something similar like 3 years ago, and I hadn't responded. And it was just like in the middle of the game, effing Stammen, guys gotta go. Right. And I'm like, huh?
So weird.
Who the hell is this?
So yeah, it's I feel that too. And everywhere I go as well, and it's bro, the one that gets me is this. You've had 5 losses in a row. It's Friday. You finally wrap up and you get home and you're like, I'm tuning out until the game starts. I got Adam texting me about the Padres at 11:30 a.m. on a Friday. And then I got listeners texting me wanting to chit chat about it. I'm like, I just did 20 hours on these turds. You think I want to come home on a Friday, get in bed when it's supposed to be my fun alone time. And I gotta text you about the struggles of the offense. Forget it.
We are serving as San Diego's collective sports therapists. Unfortunately, I'd like to tell you, I think a good therapist is going to tell you, just relax, everything's going to be okay.
I don't text my therapist every time I'm upset.
I don't
text every time I'm like
I
feeling
pay a
something.
Therapist. I pay good money for my therapist.
I pay a fortune in therapy bills.
And I don't text them every time I'm upset or frustrated or got something going on.
Hey, Megan just ignored me in a conversation. It's like the therapist would be like, hey, leave me alone. I'll see you in session.
Hey, boundaries are being crossed, Paul. You cannot text me outside of work.
We are in session. Now we're in session. This is session.
Yeah, I mean, people were coming up to me on Friday night. I went to La Mesa. We had a Channel 10 community huddle. It was during the farmers market.
Longest day ever.
It was hopping down to La Mesa. La Mesa, you guys are, you turn out. And people were coming up to me, tier ones, obviously, to talk about the Padres. Had one tier one. We were set up right across from a vegan dessert stand. Husband and wife, tier ones. Okay. She's from Brazil, and they really wanted me to try their vegan desserts. I was a little nervous because I am not all about the vegan lifestyle.
If they
I like
told
butter
you
and sugar, no sugar added, nothing other than sweetened with fruit.
Agave or something.
No gluten as well. I'm going, is there anything bad for me in this dessert at all? They said, well, there's sugar in the fruit. I go, great.
Fruit sugar.
Fruit sugar is the worst thing for me in this dessert. They said, here, we'll give you a piece of banana bread. We get banana bread, but there's no gluten in it. There's no sugar in it. There's no butter in it. How is this going to possibly be enjoyable? Wasn't half bad.
All right,
sweetened with dates and bananas.
Wasn't half bad.
It wasn't, the most unctuous, buttery piece of banana bread I've ever had, but it certainly wasn't unpleasant at all. I mean, I have no guilt whatsoever to eat a piece of bread, which was kind of nice. I wanted
That's
to
not
thank
bread,
them.
though. That wasn't
It's
bread,
not really bread, but yeah. So, but I do feel like we are serving as therapists. And my only advice that I can give you right now is, there's the games last for about 2.5 hours. Go ahead, watch them, be a fan, be hopeful, but don't rest all your hopes and dreams on a turnaround or a win that day. Spend the other 21.5 hours of the day doing something hopefully you enjoy. Take some time out. Go whale watching, whatever it is, like Woods did over the weekend.
I did.
You can't just rely on your baseball team to provide you with your joy and satisfaction, because they're not doing it right now. And I don't know when and if they will start doing it at this point.
It certainly seems that they won't.
Be a fan. You're a Padres fan. I'm going to be a Padres fan. As you said, you like to say, Woods, it's the soup. We're going to eat the soup.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch the games. And I'm going to still be hopeful that, one day, because one day they will start playing better. No one, even the Rockies, who lose 118 games, have like a good week or two. They're going to turn it around at some point. Will it matter?
We don't
will
need
it be
a week
soon
or
enough?
two.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a month and a half and long too late. They will start playing better. You can be hopeful, but don't let it just be the only thing that dictates your mood and your emotions, what your baseball team did that day.
I highly recommend if they piss you off, go to the gym. It really helped me yesterday. It was the best workout I'd had in a gym in months. And it was great. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I have other things going on in life that make me very happy. And I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to tune in and hope for the best. I'd like to see, our guys playing a little bit better, a little bit smarter. Right. But right now, the vibes around that team, I said it this week, and they're in the crapper. And
I'm going to be late to the party tonight. I'm going to be watching the NBA finals.
Yeah.
That has been so much more entertaining.
Bro, it has been. And I've watched the last 4 or 5 minutes of each game.
That starts
great.
At 5:30, 5:45, whatever. Like, I'm going to start there and then check in on the game later, because
it's a good idea, Paulie, because Andrew Abbott is throwing against the Padres, and he might as well be Steve Carlton against the San Diego Padres. He absolutely owns this franchise. And why A.J. Preller hadn't traded for him just to get him
no kidding.
away from pitching against you is beyond me. Trade for everybody else. Don't trade for Andrew Abbott. Could have given away Bergert and Kolek for him. Then I would have said, fine, 2 for 1. As long as he doesn't have to pitch against us anymore. He's nasty. And you got him tonight. So it doesn't bode well for your San Diego Padres right now.
But Sean Manaea isn't nasty.
Dude, correct. Oh, my God.
The Mets are not a good team.
The Mets are not a good team. The Mets are not a good team. So we'll talk about all of it. Yes, you're absolutely going to hear us weigh in on Manny Machado and his analytical thoughts.
We will weigh in on Fernando Tatis Jr. and his boneheaded base running.
Again, like we'll weigh in on Smiley Craig Stammen. It's starting to ruffle some feathers, and the boomer in me he is screaming out. He is trying to get out right now, and I might let the incredible boomer out today a little bit, because it's not good right now. But you mentioned I did go whale watching on Saturday. Now
I was so curious to find out, how many whales did you see? Because I question whether it was too late in the season to run into any whales.
No, it's actually not too late in the season.
So you saw a bunch of whales.
I didn't see any whales.
You didn't see any whales.
No.
You went out on the ocean for a couple of hours. 3 hours.
Yep.
A 3-hour tour.
Yep.
And you saw 0 whales on your whale watching trip.
Correct. 0. Now, Captain Rick, it's not Captain Ron, it's Captain Rick. He told us in December.
There's never a Captain Ron?
It's Captain Rick.
It was Captain Rick all the time.
No,
because you told us
Captain
on
Rick,
Friday it was Captain
Rick. It was Captain Rick. And he should be treated with respect, like remembering his name.
You said he was the best at finding whales.
He's like the best on the planet, in my opinion. Now, we saw before, what are the smaller whales? Blue whales?
No, the blue whales are huge.
Okay, what's the smaller one? Humpback? No, those are
sperm whales, maybe.
You're such a pervert. God,
Every time he gets an opportunity,
your mind is diseased. It's sexually diseased. I can't remember. There was one which we saw before, and he goes, "Hey, come back in June, July, and you guys will see the big ones."
Beluga whales.
I don't know if it's beluga.
I don't think they're belugas.
They're the white ones.
But anyway, they're supposed to be huge. So we go out. Now, I walked outside that morning and I went, okay, it's like a little chilly, but we're going to get out there and then the sun's going to come out for sure.
What?
We're
in June in San Diego.
For sure. The sun is going to, the sun is going to break. So I had
at the same time the Padres scored 14 runs.
So I had
you were on the ocean. You weren't in Anza Borrego.
Oh yeah, I wasn't in La Mesa. I thought to myself, like an idiot, just wear your thin hoodie. So I did. I wore a thin hoodie and joggers and whatever. We get out there. I'm like, oh, well, I messed up. I'm frozen solid as we are going 60 miles an hour out to look for whales. And I'm huddled. I'm like, have Bo next to me for like warmth. And I'm like, oh my God. I got the hoodie up. I'm freezing cold. And I'm just keep looking at my watch.
Deadliest catch, San Diego.
So we started at 8:30. And I did the thing where I'm like, don't look at your watch. It has to have been 40 minutes. It has to have been because I'm frozen from the toes up. 8:37. I'm like, oh my God, dude, we're going to be here 3 more hours. So we get out and he's looking and, listen, there's no guarantee that you're going to see whales. But my friends, we happened upon, in Captain Rick's words, the biggest pod of dolphins that he's ever seen.
Okay, that's cool.
My guesstimation, no BS, 360 degrees around the boat at one time in various distances that you can still see, which between 500 and 600 dolphins.
Wow. You
would look to the left and you'd see one come 10 feet out of the air and splash. You'd look to the right, you'd see them right by the boat. We went up to the front. What's the front? The bow or the stern?
The bow.
Went up to the bow, leaned over. There's 40 dolphins swimming with us. They're jumping out there. It was.
Which one's the poop deck?
It was miraculous. It truly was like.
Did you lean off
miracle.
the front of Hannah hold you so you could go, I'm the king of the world? No. All right, just checking.
So it was incredible. It was like a miracle. And it just was so beautiful.
I will say that I might rather see dolphins than whales.
Can we go dolphin watching?
So, well, we'd probably see whales then. But the thing is like, he felt bad. He felt bad after. And I go, dude, that experience of seeing those dolphins was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. My kids loved it. We sprinkled some of my father-in-law's ashes out there with the dolphins. It was really, it was awesome. I didn't feel cheated or shortchanged at all. You see that many dolphins, I've been plenty of places where I've seen a couple of dolphins, maybe 3 or 4. We were surrounded by them. They were playing with us. It was incredible. So that was so much fun. It was so much fun. And the kids were awesome. We went to Point Loma Seafood after. It was really good. It was great. Seafood. Had some chowder. It's fantastic.
We're going there soon.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Fried shrimp is ungodly good. So yeah, it was great. We had a great weekend.
I had a fancy meal on Saturday. I took a little break from Padres baseball and I drove up. My buddy Scott, who I just went to Bandon Dunes with a month ago, he went to the U.S. Women's Open on Saturday at Riviera.
Golf.
Yeah, and he had reservations at this steakhouse called Gwen up in L.A. And I said, well, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm going to come up and have a Michelin star dinner with you at a fancy Los Angeles restaurant, which you walk in and it's one of the celebrity chefs, Curtis Stone. He's Australian. And there are big, giant glass cases like all over. They like age their own meats. So you see like hanging like sides of beef through the window. So you're in for a good steak experience, and had absolutely delicious steak, really tasty meal. I wouldn't say it was like one of the best dinners I've ever had. I'm not saying
really,
you rush out and go get it, but the steak was really good. They said, they wanted you to share everything, but the portions were like tiny, really small. And I'm going like that. How do I share 3 tortellini?
Here, you get a half a bite, and then I get
mushroom tortellini appetizer. Like and they're small and they're just little, and it's like that's like a half a bite for all of us. That's not much. So, but I had to brave the traffic. LA traffic is just awful.
It's a nightmare.
I mean, even on Saturday, you think it's Saturday, people aren't going to work or anything. No. It shouldn't be that bad. I expected a little traffic. It is still bumper to bumper.
Everywhere.
And I go, what is it like on a Wednesday when people are trying to get home from work in this place? Because Saturday at like 3 p.m., It is bumper to bumper. I'm going, where are you all going right now in Los Angeles? It is a nightmare up there.
Who paid?
He paid.
Of course he paid.
Of course he did. What's the tally on yours and Scott's meals? Because he's like,
he pays for a lot of them. I paid for Bandon.
The whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
That reimburses him for like one dinner.
So you will drive for. I wouldn't drive to a restaurant in LA if you put a gun to my head.
I was having some second thoughts when I was sitting there.
I bet you were. I would have.
The 10-101 interchange up by downtown Los Angeles and going, oh my goodness gracious.
What did I do? All this for this guy will drive. The lengths at which he will go to get a free fancy meal is
I didn't
incredible.
have anything to do. It was either sit there and watch a Padres game, which happened to be the one they won, of course. So
right.
I didn't really see much of that one. I watched the end as they pulled out. Mason Miller got the final strikeout, and I missed Fermin's home run though to go ahead. But I just thought I needed.
I'll tell you, at one point in the game, we had the hockey game on our phone when it went to double overtime.
I was watching
we
hockey
were watching
too.
that from our seats. It was so boring.
Everybody put in the chat, if you're in the chat, things you'd rather do than watch the San Diego Padres right now. Somebody said I'd rather go to the DMV. I'm with you. I would too. I'm dreading 6:40 tonight. And that's such a bad way to feel on June 8th. I'm dreading it because I know the season can turn around at the drop of a hat, but I really thought Freddie Fermin hitting a home run would do it. I really did. I thought Freddie Fermin hitting a homer and getting the chance to face soft tossing Sean Manaea yesterday would really turn the tides, and you could win a series, come in happy and feel like, all right, maybe it's turned around, take 2 or 3 from the Reds. You could talk yourself into anything, but now, turd.
We'll talk about it, but I feel worse now than I pretty much have all season, even though they won the one game. Now, we all year long, we have said, if Manny and Tatis and Merrill can just play average offensive baseball, this team's going to be just fine. I mean, they're doing okay even without those guys. Now I feel like even if those guys get going, the Padres still need more. I mean,
bro, 100%.
They're now much further away than they were at the beginning of the season. They need those guys to get going. They need the bottom of the order not to be great, but not to be completely awful like they've been. And they need to start playing sharper, smarter baseball because that has dropped off over the last week and a half as well. And they're getting less healthy. I mean, we got the news about Ramon Laureano on Friday night, going to be out for the season. That's pretty devastating. I was counting on Ramon Laureano to come back and, be Ramon Laureano at some point. He's not coming back at all, maybe at the end of September. I mean, this is fairly dire at this point for your San Diego Padres.
Yeah, exactly. And Jace Bowen, Samad Taylor, listen, fine game yesterday by Samad, but it's looks like it's looked for a while. It looks like it looked 10 years ago, but way more expensive in all facets.
Yeah.
My wife asked me, do you want to take the kids Wednesday after the first day of school? I go, no, I don't.
The last day of
school. I'm sorry. Yeah. I said, no, not right now. I said, you know what I said? I said, Ellie De La Cruz isn't playing. So no, I'm not interested. You got to make it worth my while again. You really do. You got to show us something. I think the fans deserve a lot better than what they're seeing, especially at home right now.
They keep telling us they will be fine and they will find their level and they will show us something soon. So do it. Go ahead and do it. We're all ready to jump right back in. If you start playing well.
Gosh, are you telling me they haven't played their best baseball?
That's kind of been the message. Which
I kind of feel like maybe they have played their best baseball.
I feel the same way, and it was early in the season. Yeah.
I don't know that it gets better than the first whatever it was 2-3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, we will start with another crap up. We'll come back. We'll set the menu for the Monday edition of Ben and Woods. We do appreciate you joining us. Therapy in session until 10 o'clock this morning with Ben and Woods, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how on a Monday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Had two people come up to me this weekend. Two people that I respect asked me the same thing. Is Craig Stammen too nice to be a Major League Baseball manager?
Not if you're winning, then it's fine. If you're losing, then yes.
I didn't know the correct answer to that. I don't know if it's possible. Is it possible to be too nice of a person?
Yes.
I think he's competitive.
I think he's competitive.
I mean, I've seen a number of people, fans online calling for Craig Stammen's job in the last few days.
Me too.
On Memorial Day, which I don't think was that long ago, week and a half ago, like ESPN did its Memorial Day look and proclaimed Craig Stammen as the National League Manager of the Year. I don't know how we've gone from National League Manager of the Year to in over his head 2 weeks later and much too nice to be a skipper. But
I know how. You've won 2 games
10.
out of 16 or something. Yeah.
That's
how.
Was it Craig Stammen's fault that they have fallen apart the way that they did?
Listen, they're not going to fire all the players. So somebody's going to, somebody's the scapegoat. And whether it's right or wrong, or, you said it for many years, everybody does. You take that job, you're hired to be fired every single time. So,
Bob Nightingale got a little spicy.
He did.
Yesterday.
I saw that.
Adam sent this over. Bob Nightingale posted yesterday afternoon, 3:45 p.m. He said, someone is going to lose their job with Manny Machado's struggles. He is now hitting 169 with a 596 OPS nearly halfway through the season as the Padres are in a free fall.
I'll tell you one person who is not going to lose his job. Manny Machado will not lose his job over Manny Machado's struggles. So
Xander Bogaerts will not lose his job over Manny Machado's struggles.
Who are the possibilities? We have talked about it. The hitting coach, Steven Sousa Jr.
Nick Castellanos might have lost his job because of Manny Machado's struggles.
Fair enough.
It's possible. But that tweet from Bob Nightingale came out after they had already gotten rid of Nick Castellanos.
No, I'm just saying.
If someone loses their job, it really has to be the hitting coach, the manager, or I guess you can look to the front office. I'm not sure. I don't think AJ Preller is going to lose his job over Manny Machado's struggles anytime soon. But, what is the answer that Bob is looking for in that tweet as to who is going to lose their job because of Manny Machado's struggles?
Well, I think the obvious answer is Steven Sousa Jr. That's the obvious one. They're dead last and everything. Look, personally, I don't think it's going to change much. But at this point, you almost kind of have to.
Agreed.
But we've seen it's a carousel of hitting coaches that have come through here.
I don't think if they fired Stammen even and brought in Albert Pujols tomorrow, which is who everybody wants, I don't think this team starts hitting tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, again, it's weird, man. I'm always in a weird position because I had a guy the other day say, here you guys, you're right, you're defending Steven Sousa Jr. And I said, I'm not. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm holding the players accountable. You want me to hold the manager and Steven Sousa Jr. accountable? Okay, fine. They can only do so much. I'm holding the players accountable. That's who I'm holding accountable. I hold Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts, Manny Machado. Right, like it, and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because the flagship would never hold the manager accountable. How about the $1 million players? Those are the ones that I'm holding accountable. They're the ones that stink.
I mean, if AJ and upper management make a bonehead contract decision or whatever, we don't blame, Jackson Merrill.
Right.
Like,
How could Jackson Merrill do this?
We blame the people that made the decisions that were responsible for those actions. Like, why does it not work on the field? Why are we blaming everybody but the players?
Right. I'm always going to but here's the other thing. I'm always going to praise the players. And I'm always going to, and not the hitting coach and the manager. I'm going to praise the players when they hit. I'm not going to go, God, that's Steven Sousa Jr., man. He's got him so locked in. No, I'm going to praise the players. So they get the ire, but they also get the praise. It's all them. Now, then, it leads to the obvious question. Well, why even have a manager? Great question. Yeah. I have no idea. At this point in 2026, what's the purpose of a manager other than you need a figurehead? You need
somebody to go out there to do the lineup cards,
give the lineup cards to make the lineup
change.
I think you can legitimately, if you want, to blame the front office for bringing in the wrong players, if that's what you think. It's a bit of erasure to say they shouldn't have signed Manny. They shouldn't have traded for Tatis. They shouldn't have drafted Jackson Merrill. That these were all bad decisions. Well, they haven't looked like bad decisions for the last 4 years when they were leading the team to the playoffs. And
they have at times
making the All-Star,
but you still take your chances.
Regularly making the All-Star squad in the National League, finishing in the top 10 of MVP voting over and over again. All three of them. All of that seemed like good decisions for the last few years, and then all of a sudden, now over the last couple of months, we can't just say, "Oh no, that was those good decisions that we loved a year and 2 years ago are now bad decisions that the Padres made."
Sure.
But, you also do have to forecast the future for players. And right now, the future is not looking certainly great for Manny Machado.
Right.
Jackson Merrill, I don't know. I mean, did we all miss on Jackson Merrill, or is he just in a slump and is going to be the good all-star type player that we all thought he was going to be when the Padres signed him to an extension? I don't know the answer to those questions.
Ray says, yeah, but we praise Ruben. Right. And we talked about this with Eno late in the show on Friday, and he explained it pretty well. The hitting is so reactionary, and the guy with the ball, if you make, minor tweak, I don't think Steven Souza, hey, Manny, just get your elbow up a little bit and you'll start, again, I don't put it on him. And Manny actually lent us a lot of insight into maybe what he's going through right now with his comments about analytics, which we'll talk about.
It's funny. If Yuki comes in and serves it up, nobody's like, effing Niebla doesn't know what he's talking about. They got to fire Niebla. You know what I mean? Like, he's got good favor with this fan base. I get it.
He does.
Much more proven track record.
Well, and again, he's turned a lot of guys. And helped improve their career. I can't remember the last Padre that gave his batting title trophy to a hitting coach from here, because I don't know that it's ever happened. Right? But I'm pretty sure Tony Gwynn was his own hitting coach. Right? I mean, he had Merv Retman for a while, but I'm pretty sure Tony Gwynn took it upon himself. And when Tony had an 0 for 4, which didn't come regularly, I'm sure he was like, way to go, Merv.
I don't remember that ever happening.
D-head. No, it's on these players. So again,
how come
fire who you want? I couldn't care less. I could not care less. Fire who you want to fire.
Guys having bad offensive seasons, and everyone wants to fire Stammen or Souza, but nobody. Yeah, I don't see anyone going, hey, Michael King hasn't been pitching very well.
Fire Ruben. Right.
Fire Ruben. Like, what is Randy Vasquez doing?
I think there's
season?
A track record.
Fire Ruben.
It's funny though, because
how come Griffin Canning's not shoving it every time he goes out there?
Ruben's got a track record, and with Ruben, it's like, well, you can only do so much with the payroll you're given. I would love to see what Ruben could do with a Glasnow, Yamamoto, Ohtani, Snell, blah blah blah.
Even a Pivetta and a Musgrove.
Musgrove.
Ben could manage that rotation.
But with the flip side of that coin is, hey man, here's a $40 million player. Here's a $28 million player. Here's a $15 million player. Here's another $30 million player. Why are these guys all having career worst seasons? If it's Steven Souza Jr. that's got to go, I think at this point, if he's not helping you, would it hurt if he left? I don't think it would. But the thing is, with this offense, really, like they've said it and they say it all the time. There's nowhere to go but up. You're right. You're dead last in almost every category. Almost every category in baseball offensively.
Tommy in the chat says pitching has also, for the most part, kept us in every game. Can't do much if we don't score. I agree with that. I think if you look at the collective, pitching has still been better than we kind of expected, especially given the injuries.
Yeah.
That even though it hasn't been awesome, it's, given with what he's had to work with, Padres pitching has been fine. If they were scoring 5 runs a game, they wouldn't be winning all of them. They would have lost yesterday. They gave up 7. But those games where they lose 3-0 and 3-2, like if you are scoring, you are winning a lot of those games with the pitching staff that you have. You're asking this pitching staff to do the impossible.
Pretty much.
You can give up 0 or 1 run every game, and that's it. I mean, this is, I think, why the pitching staff has started to scuffle a little bit more. They know they're in an impossible situation from the first pitch of the game.
Yeah.
They're pitching like it's the bottom of the ninth, and if I give up a run, the game is over from the first pitch of the game, because they know it probably is. We fall behind 1-0. It is close to an insurmountable deficit at this point for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, we're back in those days, and that is not great. I've heard this a couple times. Ken says, didn't Manny work with Aaron Judge's hitting coach over the offseason? I never saw any indication that he worked with Teacher Man. He is not employing the Teacher Man swing right now at all. So I have not seen any proof of that. I don't know that that's the case. That guy is a bit of a quack by all accounts. And you know who Teacher Man is? It's pretty wild.
But he's Aaron Judge's guy?
Yeah, he's Aaron Judge's guy. I mean,
seems to work for him.
Right. Like it's like making Aaron Judge, Paulie, you could teach Aaron. You know what I mean? Like if you had the information, I'm pretty sure Aaron Judge.
I'm Michael Jordan's free throw coach.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a good hitter no matter what you do. And it does work for him. There's no question. But again, guys aren't lining up in droves to go work with that dude. And if you've seen him on Twitter, he's a lunatic. I wouldn't teach any of my kids that. Maybe I should if they hit like Aaron Judge. But I think Aaron Judge hits like Aaron Judge because he's Aaron Judge. That's my guess.
I would also guess, I don't know really anything about Teacher Man, I assume he works with other players as well who don't end up as good as Aaron Judge.
Yes, correct. And a
my thing
small
is
amount of
any hitting coach that worked with Aaron Judge is going to look like a really smart hitting coach. Maybe that's the key to being a good hitting coach. Just find the good
Really
hitters
good
and work
hitters.
with them as opposed to the bad ones.
But again, I've seen that mentioned on a couple of threads, and I'm like, I didn't know that, number one, and I didn't see any indication that was true. And it's the complete. He doesn't. He's not swinging the way that guy teaches the swing. So I don't know that that's true.
All right, we will talk about all of these things this morning. Here's what we've got coming up. We'll have our Padres Wrap-Up momentarily. 7 o'clock hour, we'll continue to discuss the weekend, the win, Friday's ugly loss as well. Plus, we've got Don't Do This. Craig Elsten will join us from the Padres Hot Tub Podcast at 7:35. It is also World Cup week. First games of the tournament are on Thursday, so we can talk a little soccer with Craig as well. In our 8 o'clock hour, I've got 4 brand new Take on Woods categories for you this week and a chance to qualify for the staycation at the Town and Country in Mission Valley. And then at 8:35, Dennis Lynn, our Linsider from The Athletic, he was there for Manny's diatribe against analytics, and we can get his thoughts on what Manny had to say, the moves the Padres made over the weekend, including placing Ramon Laureano on the injured list, likely for the rest of the season due to a torn labrum in his hip. And sounds like he'd been playing through it for quite some time.
Yep.
And it just became too much to bear from Ramon Laureano, and he elected to have the surgery, which unfortunately that's it for his Padres tenure. He's a free agent at the end of the season. So didn't get what you wanted out of Ramon Laureano coming back this season, unfortunately.
Tough, man.
9 o'clock hour, we've got our Reindl Report, our MLB Reacharound, and we got a couple of giveaways today, including Padres Mets tickets for tomorrow's Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead day, and KSON, we've got their Country Fest, NASCAR Country Fest tickets to give away as well. So we'll do that through the course of the program. First, though, let's check traffic, and then we'll come back with yet another wrap-up.
Unreal. It's unreal.
Like, the only good news for you listening is that we don't have to play nine straight.
It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame.
They're technically only on a 1-game losing streak.
This will complete 3 full weeks, though, of nothing but crap-ups on the Ben and Wood Show. Coming up next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Getting in San Diego on the 5 northbound traffic, a bit sluggish in spots between the 54 and the 15. The 15 heading southbound, a little bit slow between the 8 and the 805. I'm Sam Tidrick, Odyssey San Diego traffic.
It's a shame if they lose.
You got a problem.
How did things play out in yesterday's game?
Supremely stupid.
It's time for the Padres Wrap-Up with Ben and Woods. Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Hey, player, here's something to cheer you up. The rooftop pool's open, day passes are available, and the spa is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the pump and figure it out.
This game has got to come to an end. Vasquez delivers, and a ground ball to the right side. That'll get a run home. Tatis fields it, throws to first in time. Bench crosses the plate, and on Soto's RBI ground out, the Mets take a 1-0 lead. Bichette advances to third. Vasquez delivers. Simeon swings, hits it in the air deep to left field. Taylor is back. He is at the wall. He will look, and it's going to go. Second straight game with a home run for Marcus Simeon. And the Mets add on. It's 2-0 here in the second. A 1-2 pitch is swung on, lined into center field. Merrill charging in, not going to get there. It drops down. Everybody had to wait and see if it would be caught, so they'll all advance one station. Bench comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Young. The Met lead is 3-0. The bases are still loaded, and there's still nobody out. Swings at the first pitch, hammers it in the air, deep to left field. Melendez is back. How about another Freddie Fermin? 2 days in a row. The Ferminator, a 2-run home run. And the Met lead is cut in half. It's 4-2. So he delivers, and that is sent in the air, high and deep to right center field. Merrill and Bowen are back at the wall. Bowen leaps, and it's gone, a home run. Off the top of the wall and over the fence, a home run here in the 6th inning. 4th of the year for Melendez, and the Mets get one back. It's 5-2. Bench steps into this one, sends it in the air to very deep right field. Bowen is back. He leaps at the wall, and this one off the top of the fence and over the wall, a home run. Second of the inning for the Mets. Benj now 4 for 4, and New York gets both runs back. 6-2 here in the 6th. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fernando swings and misses at the changeup. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. Padres get 1 in the 9th, thanks, of course, to Freddie Fermin. But the Mets have come to town. They take 2 out of 3, and the final score here today, 7-3.
Teams go as their superstars go. What do you make of what your big four have produced so far to date?
Yeah, they're just struggling, and thankfully it's still June and we got a lot of season left. And I think, when you're a superstar, it means you've been very consistent over the course of your career. And it's always a shock when you're not as consistent as you've always been, for them personally and for everybody that expects a lot out of them. But I know they expect more out of it than anybody else. They're the ones, trying their hardest, and they're, hanging their heads right now. But we got to lift them up and know that better days are ahead.
Where are you guys at in your search for answers for them, given that it is 2 months in?
Well, we haven't found them yet. That's where the search is, and we're going to keep looking for it. The good thing is we have very talented players that we're working with and that they can make adjustments. They're elite at adjustment. We're just in search of that, that answer that you said that we're looking for. I think the answer is we got great players and they're just going to be just fine.
I always put myself in the shoes of if I was struggling really badly in my job, would I want that kind of manager? I think the answer is yes. I think unquestionably, if I was struggling, mentally, physically, whatever, would I want that kind of leader to be my leader? I think the answer is yes. For me personally, if I'm having a bad run, got to put his arm around me, pat me on the back, let me know, hey man, you're great at this. Don't worry about it. I think I would, other than a guy conversely, a guy screaming at me,
Right.
getting in my face. I think I would.
There are people that need the opposite.
Sure, yeah.
And
But
that's on Craig Stammen to learn how to. That's
Right.
what kind of being a manager is. You're managing 26 individuals, and you got to learn who needs the pat on the back and who needs you to, light a fire under their ass.
Yeah, it's just tough because, even me, Friday night after they lost, and he's up there, he's smiling and, and I'm like, it's not funny. This is not funny. This is not funny. This is not funny. I think it's a defense mechanism, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, nobody wants to see you smiling. They want to see you sullen. They want to feel like you're taking this home with you. And I'm sure he is. But I'm also, it's hard to ask somebody to be something that they're not. Does that make sense?
Are there any managers nowadays that don't have their players' backs in Major League Baseball all the time?
Yeah.
Mike Shildt certainly did. More than Craig Stammen did. Let's not go back and say last year Mike Shildt would be lighting up this team. No, he would be gaslighting us even more than Craig Stammen is about what his team is doing. Had he been in this
Manny's
slump.
a 14-time, whatever.
Yeah. Let's not change. Bob Melvin had his team's back when he was manager of the Padres. Jay Stingler, he got criticized because for one moment he didn't have Fernando Tatis Jr.'s back, and it probably ultimately ended his tenure as manager a few months later because it didn't work out. So, every manager has their players back pretty much 100% nowadays. There are no more Dick Williams, who
was it
essentially
recently?
are nothing but railing against their team constantly.
Who was it? There was a couple recently that we were like, whoa, he went after his own player. Who was that? Oh, it was Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy's got some of that in him,
Yeah.
He's got some of that in him but again, I think with a young player, it's probably a lot more acceptable to do than to a guy with 10, 15 years in the league. But how much leeway do you give somebody? How much do you keep, just trusting that they'll figure it out? I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. This is a good point. The manager says he doesn't know what the answer is. It's a huge problem. Most good leaders have a plan, especially when it's bad times. And I think, in baseball, the plan is, hey guys, go out and hit the ball hard and let the chips fall where they may. Go do what you have been paid handsomely to do. That is the plan. And again, that's why it falls on the players. They're not executing the plan right now.
We can go through some of the specifics of yesterday's game, including very bad base running mistake by Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yep.
Didn't cost them the game. In fact, I think the first inning was the most frustrating inning for me. We'll get to all of that coming up. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods next year on 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back. hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better. I have Craig Elsten joining us at the bottom of the hour. Yeah, the first inning, very frustrating. I mean, if you're a Mets fan, you were probably frustrated after Carson Benj singled and Bo Bichette doubled off Randy Vasquez to begin the game. You only got the one run in the inning on a Juan Soto ground out. You felt like, yeah, Randy Vasquez, Strandy got out of it without too much damage. But the Padres have had such trouble scoring early. You also felt, they're down 1-0. Are they ever going to come back and take a lead in this game? So when they started the bottom of the first inning, walk against the opener, Huáscar Brazoban.
Huáscar.
Some patience. You got two guys on base, and you've got a guy who's been your best hitter pretty much for the last month in Ty France at the plate.
Boom, double play. Yeah. Just like that. Boom.
Just whatever seems to be able to go wrong for the Padres right now is going wrong for the Padres.
Just like that. Double play.
Just like that. And then you were in the same situation you've been most games. Marcus Semien hit his second home run of the series in the second inning, and you were down 2-0 for a while until the fifth when Carson Benj, who had a big game. Good young player, by the way.
On that first inning, because I texted you guys. Yeah. I hated how that only goes down as a 0-for-1 RISP because you left
0-for-2
whoever on first. Was it 0-for-2?
Well, France was an 0-for-1 because he had a double play with a runner at second, and then Manny was an 0-for-1.
It looked so much worse watching it than how it looked if you missed it and you were kind of catching up on the game. It was, I agree 100% with you. I felt like that was a massivly lost opportunity there.
It certainly was. You could have set a good tone for the game. Might have had to force them to use Sean Manaea in the inning,
they were
which
talking about
may have changed
he was warming up
the whole equation. Then he gets to get a fresh inning coming in the second. He rolls for a few, and the Padres can't score anything. And then Carson Benj starts another rally in the fifth. They knock Vasquez out of the game. End up getting another bloop RBI single and a sac fly. But when you've got runners on base and you don't need to score that many, that's fine. They didn't need a giant hit there. They just needed to add on. They did, which made Freddie Fermin's 2-run homer instead of a tying shot. It was still down 2 at that point.
Yep.
And, of course, Yuki Matsui came right back and gave up the home runs to Melendez and Benj.
That's when my 8-year-old, we were watching the game. That's as soon as that ball cleared the fence, he walked out of the room in disgust, and he goes, "We suck," and just stopped watching. That was it. He's 8 years old.
Bo knows ball.
It was the home run from Yuki to Benj. That's it.
That's
I'm
what
out.
broke him.
That's what broke him.
Not going to blame Yuki Matsui. I mean, he's been fine. Got a 1.45 ERA this year. For the last guy in your bullpen, he's been absolutely very serviceable.
No, he did a great job yesterday.
Yesterday was not his best effort. But, everyone's going to give up some runs at some point.
Right.
You got to look at the whole. Yuki Matsui's had a very good season so far.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
But the offense,
2 or 3 to
the
Mets.
offense is the problem.
Yeah.
It's not the pitching. It's the offense that is the major issue for your San Diego Padres, and it continues to be so.
I don't think anybody on this team is worthy of escaping blame for anything, really, at this point. I think we're past the point of, well, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's all their faults collectively. It's hard to give anybody a pass for anything that they do. Until they figure out a way to win, more than a game every 10 days or so. It's just tough watch.
Well, let's have a conversation about what Manny Machado said over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, wait. Let's talk about Tatis.
Oh, Tatis's base running error.
It's the
how
seventh,
much there is to say about it.
Seventh time. Again, Craig said in the post game, No, we've talked to him about it. We're talking about good times to go and good times not to go. And Ben, all of you guys listening, that's one. Manaea is on the ropes. He's on the ropes, and you let him out. This dude's been in the league a long time. He knows damn well I cannot get thrown out at third here. I'm in scoring position. This dude's on the ropes. Our 3 and 4. I mean, settle down. But our 3 and 4 are. By the traditions of baseball, those are the guys you want coming up. You're 3, 4, 5. On what are you thinking? It's the second time in a week or something he's done this.
Here's the post-game exchange talking about that play yesterday.
Tatis trying to steal third base, already in scoring position for Ty France. What do you make of that decision there?
Yeah, unfortunately, he got thrown out. But, we preach being aggressive and trying to push the limits, and I'm not going to crucify anybody for making a mistake.
But what is the line between aggressiveness and recklessness?
That's it.
Are we approaching
You're looking at it
because he has been caught 7 times?
Yeah, he has been caught 7 times, and we're continually coaching him on the right times to go and the wrong times to go. And sometimes, it's a 50-50 shot. But I like him taking the chance and being aggressive and trying to make something happen.
Was that a right or wrong time to go?
When Toddy goes, I think it's always the right time to go. I'll have his back no matter what. And I believe in that kid. That kid, when he's going like that, we go. And he's trying to create some offense for us, and I think it's a great thing.
Is that just a political answer to not drag a guy in the media?
Good on Jeff Sanders for pressing him a little bit, even though he didn't get him to change his tune. Craig Salmon did say it was a mistake. He called it a mistake. Yep. That's a mistake, and there's no other way to describe it. Now, old Tatis, I don't know, it felt like he could go in that situation, and he was so sure he was going to make it. He might get the catcher to throw it into left field, and he'd score there. And maybe
it's not,
but it's just not worth the risk. It just isn't. Even with
and again,
even with as bad as the Padres have been with runners in scoring position lately, there just isn't a lot of benefit to risk anything to go to third base with 2 outs, and that's in that spot.
It is
like you're scoring either way.
It's such a minuscule.
I promise you, the coaching staff didn't tell him to steal.
No, the steal was not on.
But there was 2 outs, right?
You can put you can put a red light. I know they all have the green light, but you can put a red light. I'm sure Craig Stammen was thinking, I don't have to.
Why would I need to do that?
Because there's little league coaches around the country that are like, no, he's not dumb enough to run here.
Right.
Is he?
Like, either way, even if you steal that bag, you're still on third.
You're on third.
You need a single. Either way, you need a knock.
It makes me.
And you're scoring on that knock from second.
Dude, so Minaya is Rocky Balboa in like the eighth round. I mean, he is just like, he's getting killed. And you let him off the hook.
I will agree with Stammen. There are no good Major League Baseball teams that micromanage every player on the base paths in every situation.
Okay, not every situation. How about some situation? Okay, is there a big enough track record now to know that, okay, from now on we have to? Toddy, you're going to have to look in and get a sign. We're done with this. That's absolutely acceptable in early June to say, hey, we're going to have to put the restrictor plates on the Red Dragon. It's got to happen. I'm sorry. You did this to yourself. So
7's a lot. To get caught stealing 7 times in the first 2+ months of the season is a lot.
It's a lot.
He has not been a good base runner this year.
They were horrible at base running. That's
almost one a week.
Sung Moon Song on Friday night. I mean, I wanted to die. The pump fake, he bought it.
Oh, that was Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday.
Saturday. It's just, again, and I'm not even going to say the P word. I'm not going to say it because I'm tired of saying the word. Stop pressing. Stop pressing, start playing baseball, start doing the little things right. And running in the outs consistently is just brutal.
Conversely, you don't want station to station guys who are just standing out there waiting for something to happen, because with this team, nothing's ever going to happen.
Well, that's
really going to look bad.
Until you prove that you can't run it out, that's exactly what I want.
Well, you can
we're going to restrict
if there was 1 out and he did that, I have no problem with him going and getting caught there. So you can still run. You just have to make it in the smart, correct situation. You can't go with 2 outs there, but you absolutely, if you think you can get there with 1 out,
down 2 with the middle of your order coming up
with 1 out,
stealing third, you're already in scoring position. It's a minuscule.
If you can get to third where an out scores
you,
I mean, you can take that chance.
Okay,
100%.
But he's taken it plenty,
but not with 2 outs,
and he's been thrown out 7 times. He's run into outs, and you know when your offense is going so. I love this. Hey, let's do things out of the norm to try to get this offense going. Let's do things we're literally incapable of doing to try to get the offense going. I really think the offense can get going station to station if you stop running into outs and stop giving away outs.
You know, there was, when we talked to Bud Black 2 Fridays ago, he talked about, sending more runners to try to get an offense going and think they stayed out of a double play that night.
Hit and runs
I think there was a message at some point a couple of weeks ago. Let's try to run ourselves into some offense. Let's get going. But that message has been heard and overheard now. And now they are running in bad situations. and they're trying to do too much, as you said, on the base paths.
And hey, look, man.
I think there was a message. Hey, let's be more aggressive on the base paths. Let's try to, get some, offense going that way. But that hasn't worked either.
And if it's Tarek Skubal, fine. I hate it, and I think it's a stupid play. But it's Tarek Skubal, and you're hoping he spikes one or whatever.
No.
Dude, Manaea was dying out there, and you let him off the hook, and it's brutal. It's trying to do
Imagine
too much.
that feeling if you're Manaea. Like you're just
oh my god! Is there anything better when you're pitching and they do some bonehead? You're like
dying.
Oh yes, I can't find the plate. Anytime I do it, find the plate, they're roping it off me. Oh, thank you. You love it. You love a guy swinging 3-0, popping it straight up in the air when you're dying. You're 3-0.
Yeah.
You can't throw a strike. And the guy swings 3-0 and pops it up. You let him off the hook. That pitcher's like, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. It's so frustrating, man. So frustrating.
Meanwhile, I'll have to say, I was kind of baffled by Manny's comments about analytics.
Me too.
This was like shocking on Friday.
I didn't even make much sense to me, honestly. And if you haven't heard him, this was Friday night after the 5-0 loss to open the series. A frustrated Manny Machado surrounded by reporters in front of his locker in the clubhouse after the game.
I just wish we can get the analytics out the way. I think there's too many stats out there. Too many stats, way too many numbers. I don't even know half of the stuff that goes up there. I look at the board sometimes and I'm like, man, I even ask some of the guys, like, what is WCCVBB, whatever it is? Like what are these names that are being created? I mean, it's just.
If he's hitting 280, this is the funniest conversation of all. We're laughing, we're playing it, we're having fun. If he's hitting 280 with 11 bombs, we are like, yes, this is so good.
He sounds like your uncle that you've taken to the game, looking up at the board, going, what is the W plus OBP37? What baffles me, though.
Keep going, though.
Yeah, go ahead. Play a little more.
It's just crazy to even keep up with.
Weighted expected on base percentage?
Is it? Is that what it is? Yeah, what is that? Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, the pitching stuff, like FIP or something like that, I think, right?
Fielding independent pitching.
Like, what is that?
It's taking out the defense to say this guy.
All right, so why would you have that stat?
Isn't
baseball
how much of a stud a guy really is?
Yeah, but it takes a team to win a ball game, and not just one person. One person could be that guy, right? So one person could carry a team, but this is a team sport. You don't win a championship by just one player. It takes a whole village to do it. So why are we creating these stats for? I think that's the problem with baseball right now.
All right. Just quickly, Craig texted me. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. This was before the game, not after the game.
Oh, it was before the game.
On Friday. So this was even before the game.
Yeah. This was
when they were coming back to start the series. This is the part that baffles me. And, Manny's comments, it takes a team. He's more about the collective whole than any individual numbers. He doesn't have to look at those numbers. No one's forcing him to. The Padres, what baffles me, the Padres are generally considered one of the least analytical teams in baseball. Not that they don't do it. Their front office certainly has analytics guys, looks into the numbers, and will provide anything that players need. But A.J. Preller is a scout at heart. He is a scouting-driven general manager, much less relying on numbers as, other organizations like a Craig Breslow with the Red Sox. There are teams that are way more analytical than the San Diego Padres.
The analytics did not say that Jackson Merrill was the guy out of all your prospects that you hold on to, and he was going to get the big statue contract.
I think the funniest part of all of it, and I did not verify this, but I'm going to take these analytic folks at their word. Saw a couple of tweets saying, the funny part about all this is that analytics would actually tell you that Manny's not as bad as his batting average indicates, and that his season isn't as bad as the old school numbers say, because the deeper dive into analytics tell you that Manny's actually due for a breakout and he is on the right track. But if you don't understand that and all you do is crap on him, kind of tough, right? Like literally guys that are like
contradict yourself.
It kind of contradicts yourself. And again, I understand, trust me, I understand the mentality of I'm overloaded. I just need to get back to basics and see ball, hit ball. You hear it all the time from great hitters like, all right, this is great, but I need to get back.
There is such thing as too much information.
There is such thing as too much information. What this, and this is pure speculation on my part, but this is what we get paid to do. I get the sense that Manny doesn't want to hear from Steven Souza at all. I get the sense that he's not listening to any of it. Not that Steven Souza is some drive line metrically analytic person, but I know he comes from that background. That makes it a really hard thing to do, to be the hitting coach, to be like, all right, man, here's what I got for you. No, bro, this is too much. I just want to see the ball and hit the ball. Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing you can do. You can't force a guy. It's not high school. All right, everybody in. We're going to do an hour on analytics. It just doesn't work that way.
You're a nerd too.
If you're not bought in, then you're out, right? If you're not bought into the information, then okay, then you're on your own. And it seems like he's on his own.
Now, I don't think Manny really needs to know what FIP means. I don't really care.
He doesn't really need to know what FIP means.
None of the players do.
No.
What the
agents
the players,
do. Agents need to know.
But what players need to know is anything that the analytics can tell them that might give them an edge. What the opposing pitcher's FIP is not going to give him an edge.
No.
But there is absolutely important data that can be given to Manny Machado about tendencies and what he's doing, in particular. Like, hey, have you noticed, things changes, like launch angle changes, like clearly that's showing something's different in your swing or your approach, your attack angle. You can learn things that way. What I didn't like about the comments in particular is it created this narrative that the Padres are overloading their players with analytics. And if they would just stop doing that, everything would be fine. I think nothing could be further from the truth.
I mean, we don't know, but
if anything, I think the Padres give their players less than most other teams do analytically. And Manny would be even more unhappy in another organization that is truly analytics driven compared to what the San Diego Padres are doing, which is just, kind of the basic, let's see what we can get from these numbers. And if we can help our players, we will. But I don't think they're jammed down the throats of players the way Manny implied in those comments that, every player is getting this giant, data book every single game of, what they from every player. I don't think that that's how it works with the Padres.
I mean, Casti, when he was here, and I think he hit 191 in his Padres tenure, was like, no, we're getting the right information. And the only thing I would say, Casti would know because he comes from the Philadelphia Phillies, who have Kevin Long. He's been there forever. Now their offense isn't great. They go through waves, but Kevin Long is a long tenured guy. So he knows what the right information is. How do you apply it? You have to want to apply it.
Preston Mattingly too. He was like the whiz kid analytics guy.
He's up in the front office now.
No, but years ago when Casti was there.
Sure. But I think you have to want to learn them. You have to want to embrace them and to understand maybe this is why my season isn't going so well. And actually, well, if I'm looking at this, my hard hit percentage and I'm actually due for some positive.
Sure, but you don't have to learn any of it. You just have to listen to your coach and say, hey, we analyzed truckloads of data and we think you just need to make this tiny adjustment. That can be very helpful analytically. You don't need to know what the truckloads of data are, but you would like someone who's at least looking into it for you, right? I mean, if we can have someone who could help us make our show better, that is crunching a bunch of numbers and gives us a couple of then small tips like, hey, if you could just, if you would break
at this time
a little bit earlier,
you crush it.
You do better in the ratings. Like, I would love that.
No, I want to see the clock and hit the clock. That's what I want to do. No, I don't know. It's just here's what it boils down to is this. It's just a bad look. It's just a bad look. It's a bad soundbite from a guy that's not performing. And that's the toughest part is like, again, nobody wants to hear that from you. Right. I was talking to Hannah about it this morning. She goes, well, what could he have said different? So you asked me, Ben.
I don't know. What was the question originally?
I don't even know what the question was originally.
No idea.
I think he just kind of did it unsolicited.
Wish we can get the analytics out the way.
Okay.
There really was no
question. So, but ask me the question.
Yeah, Manny, what do you think about the analytics in baseball right now?
At this point, the way I'm going, I am willing to try anything and everything. I'm gonna recommit to trying to figure out what's wrong with my swing. I feel good some days I don't. But I'm working my ass off, and I'm gonna learn. I want to learn as much as I can about hitting. I know it's harder now because he did say, it used to be 91, 92, now it's 96, 97, and you have to adjust. I'm gonna stick my head down. I got to figure this thing out. Bregman did it yesterday. He has not been good for the Cubs, and he said it yesterday. I was terrible. I was 0 for 5. I've been terrible with runners in scoring position. Nobody wants to hear you inexplicably bring up analytics. It's like It's as moronic as saying something like, I don't like the new technology of these bats. Like, bro, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian. You know what I'm saying?
And I know this is going to sound kind of crazy. I don't think Manny was doing it to make excuses.
I don't either.
I don't think he's an excuse maker.
I don't think so either. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I'm just saying it's such a bad soundbite.
Yeah.
It's such a bad comment. We want
unnecessary.
Could
have been avoided.
Yeah, it's funny too. You'd think. I mean, I have people, friends of mine in the industry, in different areas of the industry of Major League Baseball, and I'm not Johnny Analytics by any stretch, but I hear them talking. I'm like, you literally work in the game right now, and you are taking a huge dump on things that may help, your team or your client or whatever it may be. Like, I don't understand how you haven't at least tried to figure some of this stuff out. It's kind of baffling to me. But hey, by the way, his sentiment is not an uncommon one. It's a almost way more common than you think it is in baseball. Not saying it's right, but it's very common.
Our analytics guy says we've gone way too long on this segment, and I better break soon or we're going to have to miss. Don't do this entirely. We got Craig Elsten coming up. Please don't go anywhere. It's Ben and Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3.
Count that as one. So that was one. That was one. Don't do this.
Thank you.
There. All right.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all.
A little quick hitter DDT, and then we're going to give away some NASCAR KSON Country Fest tickets here. Don't do this. Brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
So baseball's funny because we just spent a bunch of time talking about why we didn't like the comments from Manny Machado about analytics and all the weird, the numbers and everything in baseball. We can also argue about what a baseline is, apparently, in baseball as well. Something very simple. Well, seemingly simple. I mean, no advanced analytics. You run from first to second in a line, right?
It's one of the weirder plays I think I've seen in a long time. And it was Ernie Clement yesterday running and Gunnar Henderson. Ernie was on first, chopper up the middle to Gunnar. Now he had to come in to get the ball, so he's in front of the bag, couldn't step on the bag for the force play. And Clement is coming down the line, and Gunnar thinks, all right, I'll tag him and then go to one, complete the double play. But Clement veered off to the right and went around Gunnar Henderson, who made I think some are saying a half-hearted attempt to tag him.
It was very half-hearted.
But it was maybe
quarter-hearted.
It was half-hearted because he was 15 feet out of the...
I mean, Clement kind of pulled up. He pulled up, like gave himself up essentially, and was so far away from the baseline.
And so he runs around, and I think Gunnar's thinking, oh, well, he's out of the base path. He's done. That's an out, and I'll just throw it to first and complete it. No. They gave Clement second base and said that he established the line early enough.
I cannot believe it.
Which is it's baffling to me. I think if I was coaching against it, I'd lose my mind. I think if one of my players did it and got away with it, I'd be very happy, right? But I don't think that can stand, right?
It just goes against everything I've ever seen and heard and been taught and been told. Like that goes against everything.
Well,
That's
apparently
out of the
there's a difference between a baseline and a base path. And the umpire said, no, he established his path early enough so that he could avoid that tag, and you have to make an attempt to tag him. I've watched it 1,000 times. I've read.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I got a screenshot saved right there. As he's starting to run to second, he's running really right at it, and then a few seconds later, he's turned to center field.
Looks like he's running to center field. So then keep it going. Watch Gunnar. Nope. Yeah, he just barely puts his glove out like, well, I'm 8 feet from the guy.
I will say that if Gunnar Henderson had made a stronger attempt to try to tag him and taken a step, and he had dodged him that far, he definitely would have been called out.
You think?
And then they wouldn't have got
But
the
I don't know
double
that they would have gotten the runner at first base. Now, again, you've always got to make sure you get the lead runner. Isn't that a baseball 101 fundamental?
Yeah.
Make sure you get the lead runner. And Gunnar Henderson did not do that.
Well, and you know why he
relied on hoping that the umpires would make that call.
You know why he
rather
didn't?
than make sure he got the lead runner, because he could have gotten absolutely. He could have turned around. He could have gotten Clement. There's no way Clement would have been safe if he had made an effort to get Clement.
And I wasn't watching this game like that's not challengeable, or can the umpires talk to each other?
In his mind, though, as soon as you, the shortstop, catch that ball, and you see homeboy start running the center field, you're like, well, you're out.
Right.
Right.
I don't blame him.
But he's not out until the umpire will call, you're out of the baseline, you're out. You'll hear him say it. Until he does that, you have to pursue
he's
the
not
guy in the
thinking
baseline.
He's not thinking that in the
he's
heat
thinking,
of a play.
bang, bang. He's out.
He's
now
out.
I got to get this throw off to first.
That's right.
He's not
you
listening
can't just
to the
give
umpire.
up on the guy until the umpire calls him out. He's not out until the umpire calls him out. And once you gave up and the umpire hadn't called him out, I don't know. Part of that, I think, is on Gunnar Henderson for not going. Turned out to be huge.
It's huge. They lost the game.
The Blue Jays ended up getting Clement home, and they ended up rallying for the win. It was an incredibly important part of the game. But I do think you have to actually try to get the out. You can't just assume that the guy is going to get called out without even making an effort to tag him.
I think, you've been playing shortstop for 20 years.
In your whole life.
And you've never seen a guy veer to center field, ever. Never once have you seen it. They'll stop. They'll give themselves up. They'll slide. They'll avoid. It's whatever. But, you've never seen a guy run to center field and then be called safe. So Gunnar, I guess, should have taken it, stopped his momentum, done a dead sprint out in the center field with Clement. So then if Clement...
Chase him to the bullpen.
If Clement had stopped and juked him like a wide receiver, would he have been safe? Or because he established that baseline, he needs to continue on that baseline? You see what I'm saying? if Gunnar runs after him into center field,
he shouldn't run after him. He should make an effort, and then the umpire, if he's doing his job, will then immediately say, he's out of the baseline, and then you throw it over to first and hopefully still get the guy.
I think it was a terrible call. And you cannot establish that precedent. I just don't think you can. If that is a loophole in base running, watch for 20 teams to do it tonight. I mean, it is.
I don't get it.
It's super rough, man. I just think. I think for him in that moment to be like, all right, well, I'm going to go after him, and hopefully the umpire makes the call. Getting the lead runner is clutch. But you look at that guy out of the baseline, you're like, oh, you're done, you idiot. Like, that's the first thing you think is,
everyone's
nice work,
lighting me up for arguing the other half, but I mean, this is what the Major League Baseball umpires, who are
that's what the rule book says.
Authorities on it and the experts are saying is the case. So I'm just trying to explain and try to make it make sense based on what they have told us are the rules and why that he was safe. I'm just saying you better make an effort to try to tag the guy, because he's certainly given some leeway to go.
Right. And I understand this. Think about guys rounding first to go to second on a double. Sure, you come wide. You're not out of the baseline. Right. Yeah. You're not out of the baseline or the base path. That's not what this was. This was not a double.
I just think if that play happens 1,000 times, the runner is out of the base paths 999.
My favorite play I've ever seen in my whole life ever, and I think they had to change the rule for it. Runners on first and second, one out. Ground ball to the shortstop. The guy leading off second picks up the ball and throws it back to the pitcher. And they only get one. They don't get two. Yeah. And they're like, oh, he touched the ball. He's out.
Dead ball, he's out.
Can't assume a double play. I was like, that's the smartest base running I've ever seen, but I think they had to change that rule.
I guess the only thing that was different in that play, because you say 99 out of times out of 100, the guy who has the ball always reaches all the way out to try to make a tag. Yeah. And if he can't do it, he forces the umpire to make a call. And Gunnar Henderson didn't force the umpire to make a call there because he made almost no effort to try to tag him.
Almost no effort is not no effort, though.
He moved his glove literally like 4 inches from where he had it.
Because the guy was 8 feet away running the dead center. Again, a play he's probably made 1,000 times.
I mean, if he had just reached his arm all the way out, he might have forced the call.
But why
not reach it out and at least miss?
Because he's got a runner bearing down to first. He's got to make sure he gets him, and he assumes he's out of the baseline.
You have to make sure you get the guy going to second. You don't have to make sure you get the guy first. Get the lead runner. Make an effort to get the lead runner.
He did make an effort. It wasn't your
almost no. Look at this.
Almost no effort is not no effort.
He didn't even swipe past his own body to try to tag him. He didn't try to tag him.
But he's 6 feet away. Watch. Look at him running the center. Why you don't run after that guy?
And if he doesn't have much more time to get that throw off to first. He doesn't have enough time to chase this guy down to the warning track.
And you might not get the double play. They might give you the double play. I don't know, but you have to get the first guy before you can get a double play.
This is insane behavior.
I think you're crazy.
I don't know. If that happened to me and I was the manager,
I would have gone through the roof.
I know, I would have.
If I'm Gunnar, I would have gotten tossed. If I was the manager, I would have gotten tossed.
I would have snapped.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrible. Look for it around Major League Baseball tonight. If that's the actual loophole and the precedent's been set and that's actually the rule, then look at that loophole. But again, not enough effort isn't no effort. No effort is catching that ball and throwing it to first base. That's it.
Again, it's the umpires who say that that's the rule. It's not me saying it. That's what they just told us.
That's a toughie. That is Wesley, a toughie.
I'm trying to explain it.
Wesley in the chat says, Ben, they're not going to accept you into the umpires union.
No, they're not. They're not. They definitely won't.
Quickly, do this. I'm just going to give an advancement of the medical arts because Tarek Skubal a month ago needed surgery on his elbow. Usually that's a 4 to 6 month thing at least. He's back through 5 shutout innings in a rehab start at Single A. Unbelievable. I mean, I don't think it's going to help the Padres or anybody else in baseball right now to get Tarek Skubal back faster, but how about that? Nano needle surgery in his elbow has him back out there throwing 4 weeks later. Pretty incredible.
Well, we'll see how incredible it is when he's towing the rubber for the Los Angeles Dodgers in about 3 weeks. We'll see how great it was.
Overall, it's a good thing to get players back faster in this less time. And that's do this for a Monday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we've got some tickets to give away. If you want to be the third caller right now at 833-288-0973, KSON NASCAR Country Fest is coming to Gallagher Square on June 20th. That is next Saturday. Grab your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, but you can get them for just $97.30 for a pair of tickets all in right now at if you go to Ticketmaster.com. And Woods, you're kind of excited about this show and the lineup.
Steven Wilson Jr. is an absolute star, and he just takes your breath away. So I'm going to go down. I think it's Father's Day.
Day before Father's Day, yeah.
Day before. Go down and see Steven Wilson because he is a legend.
833-288-0973. Call now. Paulie will give away those tickets during our break, and then we'll come back with our friend Craig Elsten coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, my first opportunity this week to talk about STFatLoss.com.
Stay in the baseline.
I will try to stay in the baseline on this one. Here's your baseline. You've got a couple of different options. A lot of people doing the GLP-1s. Unfortunately, with the GLP-1s, they are expensive, $3,000 to $5,000 a year, and you're stuck keeping on doing them week after week, or the weight is likely to come back on. It also means you're probably going to lose some muscle, not fat. With STFatLoss.com, it's a one-time program for the 2 months to lose weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. And after that, your metabolism goes up, which helps you keep the weight off going forward once you've already lost the weight with no muscle loss. I've gained a ton of muscle and lost 40 pounds and kept that weight off in 3 years thanks to STFatLoss.com. It's just a better health situation, better body that I am in. If you'd like to try for yourself, you can find out how the program works with a free consultation at STFatLoss.com. They'll explain the eating strategies that are based on real food. There is no exercise necessary, and you can lose up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. If you sign up, take $200 off the program. It is still spring. Take advantage of their spring special. Lose the weight before summer is over right now at STFatLoss.com. That's STFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I think we just wind Craig up and let him go. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I know,
Paul's already
I know
told us
he's-
that we can go a little long if we have to here. Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com, and let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline. Talk to Craig Elsten. Craig, where do you want to start this morning? Now, you've been listening to the show, obviously. What's your topic du jour on the Padres?
Well, let's go to Manny in a slightly different way. I thought you guys did a good job of covering in the 7 a.m. hour this is still the 7 a.m. hour. At the start of this hour, his anti-analytics, old man shaking fist at cloud rant.
Yeah.
And as Woodsy said, only the advanced statistics offer Manny Machado a shred of hope.
Right.
You guys
for
are the
this
voice of San
season.
Diego.
So the irony there, the
He's
irony
the guy
not
in the
lost on me.
He's the new parents, the homeowners who are turning into their parents. He's basically that guy now, just it's railing against analytics.
Doesn't it make you wonder, Craig, too? Like, how did they do in when he came up? Were they like, just get some T-work, some front flip, and good luck tonight? I mean, really, like
he's not 70 years old.
Right, exactly. That's the thing. He's playing in the modern game. And I understood when he said, man, when I look up at the board sometime, I'm like, what is all this stuff? Because I feel the same way. Then again, I'm not making 30 plus to go out and execute in that arena. So I couldn't wait to talk to you today. I could not wait as soon as I heard it Friday, I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
I mean, look, I don't like those comments, but it doesn't actually bother me that much in the sense that, okay, Manny Machado is a dunderhead. He's not especially intellectually curious about the sport that he's going to make over $400 million in his career in. He's a bit of a dunderhead. He just, I just want to do it this way. Okay, meat. That's fine. The two things that bothered me more from those 10 minutes, which are 10 of the worst minutes Manny Machado has had in San Diego. The two things that bothered me more, the one that bothered me the most was him looking at, and it's somewhere in the 3-ish minute mark of that clip, Paulie. He looks out at a press gathering of Sammy, Annie, Kraz, Derek Togerson, Jeff Sanders, Dennis Lynn. He looks out at those people, maybe and Marty, right? Yep. He looks at them, and he goes, you guys have been so negative about what's going on here. And I'm, what the hell are you talking about, Manny? Like, You are literally looking at 6 of the people who will go out of their way more than anyone to make you look good, no matter how bad you play. No matter how bad you play, you're looking at a San Diego media that will bend over backwards to try and give you 17 benefits of the doubt, not just one. And you're going to say that they're so negative? And the other one was him repeating his old saw of don't jump on the bandwagon later when we're bleeping raking. You know, in other words, if you don't love me at my 169, you can't love me at my 278.
278 is a pipe dream at this point.
Well, let me tell you exactly how much of a pipe dream it is, my friend. I did some simple stats, not the ones that Manny's so upset about, okay? Just the basic ones that even a dunderhead like me can do. Manny Machado's career average is 276, okay? So when he says we're going to be right, which he said on Friday, we're going to be right where we need to be, right when we need to be. Right? So by the end of the season, Manny's going to hit to his career numbers, is what he's telling you. Well, Manny currently has 38 hits for the year in 225 at-bats. And he plays mostly every day, so I did the very simple math of dividing his current at-bats and then extrapolating them over the next 98 games, figuring he'd play 96 of the next 98. Manny Machado has 349, basically, let's just say 350 at-bats remaining this season. For him to get to his career average, he's going to need to get to 160 hits for the season. That's 122 hits in 350 at-bats. That's a 350 average. That's what he has to hit the rest of the year, all year. He has to hit 350 over 350 at-bats just to get to his career average. My dear friend and co-host, Rafi Cantor of the Padres Hot Tub, looked it up on StatHead last night. There's been exactly 2 stretches in Manny Machado's career where he's hit 350 over that length of time. One was 2018, during the time from when before he was traded to the Dodgers to after he was traded to the Dodgers. The other was split over 2 seasons, the end of 2021 into the first couple months of 2022. So in a season, he's done it once in 15 years. So yes, he might be able to do that, but probably he's not going to get anywhere close to those numbers, which leads to what I would say is the biggest thing that I'm thinking about right now, boys, about the Padres, which is the existential threat to their business model going forward. The game has changed. The smartest thing Manny said in his rant was that when he came up, fastballs were 92, 93, and now everyone has someone on their staff that can throw 101. That is correct. Manny Machado has seen the highest average fastball velocity of any player in baseball this year. That's a factual stat. Dennis Lin tried to ask him about that twice in that pregame scrum, and he got blown off twice with kind of jerkish responses. Oh, I see fastballs all the time, buddy. But he did at least slip that part in. Manny's not hitting the fastball the way he used to. And when you look at the direction pitching has gone over the last quarter century, and where the fall off hits for players when they stop being the player that they used to be, guys, that number's around 33, 34 years old. And right now, Manny Machado has a lower OPS than the career number of Alexi Amarista. Alexi Amarista was 599. Manny is 596. So you're not even hitting like Alexi Amarista. You're hitting worse. And you want to tell me, after starting off so depressed, that 34-year-old Nick Castellanos, who's washed and his career is over, is no longer on your team. Guy, you got to look in the mirror. There's no guarantee that you've got 7 more good years left. You might not have 1 more good year left if you're going to hit like this, buddy. And Xander Bogaerts is right behind him, basically the same age with an average of 220 and an OPS of 640. He's hitting like Davy Cruz, except Davy Cruz's career average was 265. So when you've got guys, let's throw in Jackson Merrill, who doesn't have a long enough track record for us to know for sure that he was that guy in 2024. He's hitting 200 with an OPS of 604. This is an existential threat to the Padres. That's why they're dancing around talking about everything but this. Oh, and by the way, Ben, Fernando Tatis Jr. is cosplaying a right-handed version of the old Giants and Dodgers leadoff hitter Brett Butler. Like he's getting on 270 average, and he'll be pesky with a single, and then he'll get thrown out on the base paths. Classic Brett Butler stuff.
I am happy as a clam to see Fernando Tatis Jr. getting on. I know the home runs. Obviously, the slug is not there. It gives me some peace in my mind, in my life, to know, okay, at least he's not dying like he was earlier in the season. But Craig, let me ask you this. So, it's June 8th. I'm getting tons of messages. Sell. We got to sell. Okay, fine. Like I can get behind that. Is there a way, because you talk about the window and you have to win with this core, if you were able to go reload right now, can you win around an aging core instead of depending on that core to carry you? They're just, hey, you guys had your window. You're still going to be here. You're under contract, but we've got our new core.
But instead of the Manny, Tatis, Bogarts, Merrill, it's more Merrill, Tatis.
Merrill, Tatis, and whoever you can get.
And Leo DeVries and Ethan Salas.
Well,
right.
But it's Salas, yes. But with Mason Miller, you can get a Leo DeVries haul back. You can. And we don't know what Leo's going to be. We really don't. But, you can rectify that mistake.
I'm quickly getting myself firmly into the trade Mason Miller camp, which I hate even uttering those words.
I hate it too, but I love the guy. But he's a luxury you don't need when you win twice every 3 weeks.
That is correct. And I heard you guys, I heard the Chris Rose clip last week. We talked about it. Yesterday, our prompt to our patrons for the Padres Hot Tub main show was, if there's one thing you could do right now that you think would right the ship in 2026, what would that thing be? And I'm distressed to report that there were very little good answers.
Sure.
The number one thing everyone says is fire Steven Souza. Okay. Just to tag on the conversation you guys had at the start of the hour, Steven Souza is probably the most analytic-minded hitting coach that the Padres have had in Manny's tenure. So I do wonder if that was a bit of an unprompted shot off the bow,
probably
from Manny towards Souza. The problem is, of course, who do you replace him with? Charlie Lau isn't walking through that door. There's no magic hitting coach that's going to step in and make everything better. In theory, someone could step in and stop doing damage if you think Souza is actively making them worse. A lot of people said promote Ethan Salas. I think that's a disastrous idea. That'd be about the last thing I would do.
Well, not onto this team right now. I mean, if they're playing better and then you need some catching help later in the year, I would think about it. But right now onto this team, that seems like it would be a mistake.
Plus, Freddie Fermin's hitting home runs one a day, so just relax, everybody. He's literally averaging one home run a day for the last 2 days, so settle down.
We scored 6 runs against the Mets, and 5 of them were driven in by Freddie.
I said that to my son last night. I go, man, look at that. And good for Freddie, right? Like, he was much maligned. He looked like he was hurting, and those were cool moments. But you lost the series to a really bad team, and but I am interested, Craig, to see unless this team starts playing white hot in the next 6 weeks, you have to start thinking about a new path, in my opinion. Right? All right, let's regroup a little bit. You're never going to be able to fire sale off Xander and Manny. Those guys are here. They're going to be here. But you do have pieces that people would be interested in. You absolutely do. And you can retool. And I think you can sell the fan base a line of, we're retooling. We're trying to get this thing going in the right direction.
I hated when we traded Soto initially. I hated it. I was I don't like the message that this is sending. But with Mason Miller, I'm like, there is a world in which you can trade Mason Miller even this season before the deadline and actually still be in it. Like, you can still tell your fan base, like, we are still committed to winning. We're not selling off everybody.
Adrian Morejon's our closer, or David Morgan,
Jason
or
Adam.
Jason Adam.
Right.
They're our closer now. And you can go, all right, I'll buy that, I guess.
We got 5 guys that can help this team still this season.
I love Mason Miller. I think you could get a haul back with all the control that he has. Look at the haul that you gave up. I think you can get a haul back for him. All right, this is my craziest boomer idea. Are you ready for this, Craig? Strap in.
I'm ready.
I texted the fellas this Friday. I was so mad after that game that we're using Mason Miller in a blowout. He needs some work. And I'm like, all right, I get it. I go, all right, I'm going to put the feet of Andrew Friedman to the fire. Hey, man, we're all just assuming you guys are going to win a World Series, probably another one. Why don't you take Mason Miller? I want Sirota. I want Davalon. I want two pitchers. Give me 4 of your top prospects. Let's see how committed to winning you are. You'll have Mason Miller for 2 more years. We'd have to
trade within the division.
But I want your 5. I want the top 5. And let's see how, because Edwin Diaz, who knows if he's coming back, the cockfighting, the injury, it's not something we thought we'd say. Put his feet to the fire and be like, you know what? Give us your top 5 prospects. DePaula, Sirota, Davalon, studs. I mean, these guys are studs. They are tearing the Tibbs, whatever. Make it hurt. But make, Dodger fans know, oh, we had a chance to get Mason Miller. And Tanner Scott's been serving it up again. Do something crazy. And then imagine the thrill. It would suck for a couple years. It's already sucked. It sucks now. Imagine the thrill of beating them with their own guys down the road. Would be pretty.
Well, that's what Miller. Which would be tough. Then you'd have to beat Mason Miller, which would be very tough.
Right. No, it would. And that's what I meant by existential threat. The idea of this team is that the engine is Manny, Tatis, Bogarts, and Merrill, and everyone else are the booster rockets that can help get the ship up into space. And what's happened is that every single booster rocket has already fired for the Padres. They had the Gavin Sheets, hot week. They had the Miguel Andujar hot 3 weeks. Freddie Fermin just drove in 5 runs in a weekend. You can go up and down. Ty France has had his hot streaks. You can go up and down and see all the little things. Randy Vasquez had his great month, but all of that stuff is stopped. You need the main engine to fire now, and the main engine hasn't fired all year. Yeah. Last week on this appearance, I said, either they're going to get it going or the Padres will be under 500 before the summer starts. Today, I will say either they're going to get it going or the Padres will be under 500 the next time we speak. And the last thing, and I know you're at the clock, Cincinnati, at Baltimore, at St. Louis, at Texas, home to Atlanta, home to LA, at Chicago, at LA, host Arizona, host Toronto. By July 12th, this team can be 10 games under 500. If they keep playing like this, they will be. At which point the idea of buy or sell will no longer be a discussion. Right. So the season's on the line right now for the San Diego Padres. You can absolutely lose your season in June. And when they say we've got plenty of time left, I'd say you've got about 20 games left to turn this around. And I mean, really turn it around. Go 15-5, 14-6, something like that.
That's different.
Or you can kiss this season goodbye, and we can talk about every sell scenario next week.
I would even further argue that these next 2 weeks, if you don't make some hay, I don't think you're making hay against the Braves and the Dodgers. I mean, so you have these next 2 weeks, you better play pretty decently, or it's going to look extremely bleak come July.
That's where it is, fellas. Other than that, great times. World Cup's coming up. Great week of NBA and Stanley Cup Finals things to keep your eyes off the Padres. But this team right now is just going to drive you up a wall.
All right, Craig, appreciate it. We're
Thanks,
way
brother.
over, but that was worth it. Thank you very much. Craig Elsten on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. We need to call for station identification here. You're listening to Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Chris Ella from Gwynn and Chris. We talk a lot of baseball, but we talk a lot about all sports. Listen for yourself. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
We will come back. We will reset things for a little less than half of our show remaining since we kind of blew it out there in the 7 o'clock hour. I wasn't thinking you were actually going to voice that out loud.
Yeah, wasn't that crazy?
A Padres-Dodgers trade proposal.
Hey, man, sometimes it's got to sting. And it already, that's the thing.
I thought you were just venting. I didn't know that was going to be spoken aloud.
They're already whipping your ass. Make it hurt for them in the future. Not that it will.
I don't know. I've got some thoughts on that and more coming up next year on The Fan.
my God, halfway home, more than halfway home on a Monday. Sorry that we went long, Adam. We went way long. Sorry about that. Those kind of analytics can actually hurt your overall batting average down the road. Just true. There is a science.
I don't even know. What is a legal ID? What is that?
Right. I have no idea how it all works, but I'm told that there's an optimal time to break, and we have blown past it. So I do apologize. It's not something we do a lot.
I blame Adam.
I blame Adam too. He should have motivated us, been in here motivating us to be better. He should have
given you the tools,
flipped a table or something. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Boy, am I tired of talking about this team. I mean, I am at my wit's end, debating it, arguing about it.
I am shocked that you sent that text over the weekend. Frustrated, clearly. I started to understand, you need to vent a little bit when watching the team play.
Yeah.
And he said, just bleep it, trade Mason Miller and squeeze as many prospects out of the Dodgers as you can.
And leak it. Let it be known that you're dangling Mason Miller to the Dodgers, and give me 5, man. They've got good prospects, and those guys are blocked. Somebody said, well, you can't trade them to the Dodgers, then their fans will be insufferable. They're already insufferable.
Right.
Holy cow. You can't get any worse. We're at the 7th ring of hell. They've won 2 World Series back-to-back. They're I saw a tweet this weekend. It blew my mind, and it was sarcastic, but it was real. He said, Mookie Betts and Kyle Tucker could do a joint press conference today and retire, and it wouldn't affect the Dodgers World Series chances. And I go, he's right. He's absolutely right. They could do a joint. We are no longer equipped to play baseball. We are not doing it. They're still winning a World Series.
So I don't expect the Padres and Dodgers to engage
Nor
on
do
trade talks. But I will say, and I wanted to comment on this, one of my least favorite baseball axioms is never trade with a rival. Because that is simply a cowardly perspective. Trading with a rival. The reason you don't trade with a rival is it has a chance to backfire on you, and you're going to look bad, and it's going to hurt you within the division. But you know what? Has the same chance to backfire on the other team as well.
Sure.
If you are confident that a move is going to make your team better,
do it.
Doesn't matter. It's not your job to decide what the Dodgers want or need or are going to be better or not. The Dodgers will find a way to be good with or without you trading with them. If you can make your own team better,
yes,
there should be 29 other teams that you are willing to trade with.
100%.
There's no team should be off the table because of what division they play in, how your fans think about their fans.
By the way,
if there's a trade that can make your team better, you should be talking with all other 29 teams about it. Nothing should be off the table.
They already own the division. What are you talking? Oh no. Then what are they going to win the division now? They always win the division.
You should be thinking, how can I make this team better, whether it's trading within the division or not, to compete for a wild card?
Oh no, they might win the World Series. They've won the last 2, and they're probably going to win this year. They've got Glasnow and Snell. They just put one or both.
Glasnow
on the 60 day. I mean, it's like 101, man. He'll be ready in September, and they'll be, loaded for bear in the post. Like, what do you think, Mason Miller? Like, who cares at this point? They're going to probably win it anyway. You get 5 prospects back, nasty prospects that are blocked and have nowhere to play, and you ride, man. Then you go beat them with those guys down the road. I know prospects aren't everything, but
I just see the Padres are heading toward a really tough spot here at the trade deadline.
Oh, it shouldn't be tough at all. It really should not be a tough spot. Dennis Lynn, who we'll have on here in a few minutes, just put out a piece like 10 minutes ago saying how they want to be buyers. And okay,
buy what?
I know. What are you buying right now?
Offense? Where? What position?
From whom?
It's like, remember a week or 2 ago, you started seeing some of the Tarek Skubal rumors. Hey, watch the Padres. It sounded laughable then for the most part. It sounds extremely laughable now.
Yeah, it sounds crazy to me now.
You think this team's one Tarek Skubal away from winning the World Series? That's what's going to push this team over the edge? I don't think so.
It's dire, man. And you're right. The next 2 weeks are just critical.
I mean, I thought the reports about getting a closer and a Hader or Chapman, I thought that was laughable. I'm like, what are we doing?
But then you go the other direction. Let's say they play poorly for the next 3 weeks, and you say, okay, they need to sell and start thinking about the future. Sell what?
King, Miller,
Mason Miller, Michael King,
Morahone.
One of your best potential rentals. Ramon Laureano. Can't trade him now. He's out. So yeah, you're talking about
Freddie Fermin's hitting a home run a game right now.
That's true.
I mean, maybe sell while the market's hot.
Yeah, it's as dire as can be. It really is. It's as dire as can be, and with no end in sight. The only thing you can grasp onto is, well, at least we're not losing by 7 every night. That's literally it. That's all you can grasp onto. Toddy's not hitting for power. Manny's not hitting at all. Xander's not hitting at all. Xander Bogaerts better be buying Manny Machado a steak dinner for shielding the ire from the fans, because Xander Bogaerts has been horrible for the last month.
I will say, if Manny's right and the back of their baseball cards look anything like other seasons, Padres are going to dominate the last 100 games, because those guys are going to have to play at such a high level to get their baseball cards anywhere near what they usually look like. The Padres will have one of the best offenses in baseball with 4 or 5 dominant hitters at the top of their lineup for the final 100 games, because that's the only way, as Craig said, that's the only way they're going to get close to what those baseball card numbers look like on the back of the card.
Yeah. I said I didn't want to talk about this.
Man,
we're going to have to talk about it with
I'd
Dennis
rather talk
too.
about feet again like we did on Friday.
Yeah, love feet. Any day. Got a lot of good commentary on that.
Yes, people liked that segment.
A lot of men sent me pictures of their feet.
Did they?
No, I'm joking.
Okay. And disturbing, to say the least.
All right.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now and mention radio for a free month of pool service. All right, we can take a little break from Padres talk until at least the bottom of the hour when Dennis Lynn joins us, and we can play our first game of the week. Take on Woods is coming up next. If you want to be our contestant and try to win a staycation at the Town and Country in Mission Valley with a $250 food and beverage credit.
Sounds great.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Sounds
Yes.
so good.
833-288-0973. We got 4 brand new categories for you to choose from to start the week. Fresh slate, 833-288-0973. Come back, play our game coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, San Diego, an incredible place to live, even if our baseball team can be frustrating. But let's be honest, it's not getting any cheaper. Housing, healthcare, taxes, groceries, it all adds up. And when people start thinking about retirement, one fear rises to the top. What if my money doesn't last? Yeah, that's kind of terrifying, isn't it? That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors help people build retirement strategies designed for today's reality, factoring in inflation, market uncertainty, and the real cost of living right here in San Diego. They take the time to understand your goals and your comfort level, because no two retirements look the same. Trajan Wealth has offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar, and they work with people who want confidence and not constant financial stress. If it's been on your mind, start with a conversation. Call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1. Or just take a few minutes online at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Dennis Lynn from The Athletic at the bottom of the hour. Interesting piece Woods just mentioned that was posted just a few short minutes ago about the Padres' trade deadline plans.
AJ's like the dude with $5 left in his wallet in Vegas, and he's like, "I'm getting it. I'm doing it." They're like, "Bro, you can't eat. You don't have any food money." No, I'm going in right now. I'm going back.
If he traded Ethan Salas today, I'd be ticked at this point.
That'd be tough. Tough to
I'd be ticked
for Aroldis Chapman or something. You're like, all right,
Josh Hader.
Yeah, no thanks.
So we'll see what Dennis has to say coming up. First, though, let's get to our first game of the week. It is time to play. Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And we got John. John, spare us from a little baseball talk for a few minutes. Let's play a game.
Morning, guys.
Morning. All right, here's what you're playing for, John. If you can beat or tie Woods, we will put you into our grand prize monthly drawing for the staycation at the Town & Country Resort and a $250 food and beverage credit. Work on your resting vacation face this summer at Town & Country Resort. 3 pools, a 4-story water slide named Twister. It's a family favorite with rates starting at $199 per night exclusively for fan listeners. Visit towncountry.com/thefan to book now, or you can just win it by choosing one of these 4 categories. Our music category this week is called Up with People, 5 song titles and artists, including the word people. Our TV category, The Cars, the Star, TV shows that featured iconic vehicles. Our movie category is Made Men, 5 movies about organized crime. And our wild card category is fast food menus. I give you menu items. You tell me which fast food restaurant they come from. So music, TV, movies, or wild card, John, what would you like to play?
Well, I'm never going to beat Woodsy in the music, so I'm going to do movies, Made Men category.
Made Men. It's also one of Woods' favorite movie topics, but yeah, you get 5 out of 5. You cannot be beaten. So you've always got that opportunity. All right, we're looking for 5 movies. They are all about organized crime. You'll have 60 seconds. If you don't know one, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second movie clip. Paulie will play you the clip. You need to identify the movie based on what you hear. John, are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right, the category is Made Men in Movies. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second clip. Good luck, John. Let's take on Woods.
Say hello to my little friend.
Scarface.
Correct. Which 1990 Marty Scorsese classic chronicles the rise and fall of teenager Henry Hill in the East New York Mafia? Correct. Which 1995 L.A. crime movie, written and directed by Michael Mann, marked the first time Robert De Niro and Al Pacino ever appeared on screen? Correct. Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio are both undercover on opposite sides of the law, in which 2006 Irishman. Correct. Marlon Brando won an Oscar for his portrayal of a boxer who throws a fight for a mob boss, in which 1954 classic about union corruption in New Jersey.
Can you repeat that?
Marlon Brando won an Oscar for his portrayal of a boxer who throws a fight for a mob boss, in which 1954 classic about union corruption in New Jersey.
Man, too far back for me.
It can't all be easy.
Right. Streetcar Named Desire. No,
That's all right. You didn't get that one. You got 4. Could have been a contender. It was On the Waterfront is that one. So
Never heard of that one.
You got 4. We'll see how Woods does. If he knows that one, get him back in studio. All right. John's score is locked in. We're playing movies today. Going to put 60 seconds, and I'm not giving you the category because I think you can do this one.
Okay.
60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our 2-second clip. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on John.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, that's Scarface.
Correct. Which 1990 Marty Scorsese classic chronicles the rise and fall of teenager Henry Hill?
Goodfellas.
Correct. Which 1995 L.A. crime movie, written and directed by Michael Mann, marked the first time Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Correct. Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio are both undercover on opposite sides of the law.
Departed.
Correct. Marlon Brando won an Oscar for his portrayal of a boxer who throws a fight for a mob boss, in which 1954 classic about union corruption in New Jersey.
Is that Brando? First 4, pretty easy. 54?
54. Marlon Brando won an Oscar for his portrayal of a boxer who throws a fight for a mob boss, in which 1954 classic about union corruption in New Jersey. As I told John, they can't all be easy.
I don't know. Raging Taint.
On the Waterfront.
On the Waterfront.
Could have been a contender.
Never saw it. Did you see it?
I did not either. No, but
it's old.
It's old. I thought I needed to throw in a
Never
tough
heard of
one
it.
because I figured you'd get those first 4 because you're a mob guy. Guess what, though?
Tie?
4-4 tie.
Yeah.
John, good enough. Good choice at Plays, and you are in for the grand prize drawing at the end of the month. Stay on the line. Paulie will get your information during the break.
I wish I could watch old movies. I really can't.
I have no interest in
I
it.
really can't do it.
Black and white.
Yeah.
The dialogue.
It's the
old-timey dialogue.
Yeah, see? I just take a dive for me, pal.
Yeah.
2 bits.
I
just don't know.
It's weird. Like, they're legends. Like, I was watching on Netflix, Eddie Murphy. He was honored for the AFI Lifetime Achievement Award or whatever. And it was just a bunch of people talking about Eddie Murphy and his whole career. And he was talking about like how he got the ideas to do, multiple characters in all of his movies, where there was Nutty Professor, Coming to America, or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I got this from, Charlie Chaplin, and he used to do it in the 20s.
Yeah,
and they're showing these clips, and I go, I understand why somebody who's dedicated their life to film is going to study that.
It's almost like studying analytics if you're a baseball player. One might say it could make you better at your job potentially by knowing everything in the arena that's coming at you, right?
I mean, everything was built on the classic. So everything you watch now has some sort of basis in what came before.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate that, but
so
I don't watch them either, really. So
I started last night on Apple TV. I had read that Javier Bardem is playing Max Cady in Cape Fear. Now, if you ever saw the original Cape Fear, I didn't see because it's old. I saw the remake with De Niro that was ungodly good. They made a TV show now called Cape Fear, and I watched it last night. Pretty good, pretty disturbing. Don't watch it with your kids around. I did not.
Remake.
We are on the remake. No. Sorry, It's a TV show about a movie We're going to take this 2-hour movie. We're going to whack it up into 6 different episodes.
It's a TV adaptation of a remake of a movie that was made after the book.
Correct. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But it is. So Commendatory says, I did not need another Cape Fear. I didn't really either. They even used the same music in it, but they've switched it a little bit to where
you got to switch it up just a little bit.
They switched it a little bit. So, but Javier Bardem is incredible in anything he does. So I'm like, that's why I watch it. Amy Adams is in it. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, movies out off the table for the rest of the week. We'll still have music, TV, and wild card for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday shows. When we come back, Dennis Lin from The Athletic on the Padres' potential trade deadline plans and more with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
You know what's way more exciting than talking about the San Diego Padres? Insurance. I'm dead serious. I would rather talk to you about Super Sure Insurance than talk about the San Diego Padres right now. So if you're a business owner, you want to listen up when you are signing your insurance policy. A lot of times for some brokers, that's the finish line, the handshake, the commission. It's all done. May not hear from them again till it's time to renew, of course. But your business, my friend, runs all year, as do the gaps and the risk. So that's why we're introducing Super Sure. If your company, listen up, has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, the CFO, the HR manager, it can be very difficult to just buy a policy online. So Super Sure, they are the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits. They have year-round support for you and your team. They've got tools like fine print facts, which will translate your current policy into plain English so you can see what's covered and maybe where some gaps are. They've got the business value calculator, so you can estimate what your business is worth. You know what actually needs protecting. So again, go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. Supersure.com, paid for by Super Sure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency. He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. About to chat with Dennis Lin from The Athletic. His Athletic colleague Eno Saris just reposted this. It is a comparison of the Padres as a team over their last month, hitting 190 with a 268 OBP, 318 slug, and a 587 OPS. And he goes, Zach Greinke, pitcher in his major league career, 225 average, 262 OBP, 336 slug, 598 OPS. Padres have been, as a team, worse offensively than pitcher Zach Greinke as a hitter for the last month.
So funny,
Yikes.
Ha ha ha.
He just reposted it. He didn't create it. Let's go out to our SDCCU fan hotline right now. We are joined by Dennis Lin, writing in The Athletic this morning about the Padres still potentially looking to buy. And Dennis, of course, they need offense, but I don't know that you can buy enough offense right now to help what the San Diego Padres have been doing.
Yeah, they need a lot of help, not only offense, but starting pitching. I know, again, the bullpen is not where they need help, but that's a place they've looked, as we all know. But on the other side of that, I'm going to ask this question. If they're going to sell, what are they going to sell besides Mason Miller?
Yeah, Morejon's, you could sell Morejon. I don't want to. I love Adrian. He's come up through the system. He's flourished, finally. But he's a rental, but he would get something back. Guys of his caliber.
He's left-handed
and throws 100. So, there's names. I don't know what Gavin Sheets does for you. I hate that we're having this conversation, Dennis. I'd rather talk about anything else. What's your favorite sandwich, Dennis? And is it a hot dog?
I don't consider a hot dog a sandwich because the bread is not Well, it is split, I guess, but it's not two pieces, right?
Right.
So
It's one piece.
yeah,
Unless you get a really bad hot dog and it splits into two, and then you almost want to cry. When that bread splits.
Mustard dropping
Mustard,
through
everything
onto your
sucks.
lap.
So you're trying to balance the hot dog the whole
and then you
time.
have to eat it
If
like
you
a
squeeze it one way or the other, it just rolls out the side. It's the worst.
Terrible. So it's not a sandwich. But what sandwich do you like? Because I don't know much about Dennis Lynn's personal life. I'll tell you that right now.
if we're going to consider a hot dog a sandwich, why wouldn't a burrito be a sandwich as well?
One of my favorite sandwiches is a burrito sandwich.
Yeah, my favorite non-sandwich is a burrito.
What do you like in your burrito?
I like lots of guac, some carne asada, little pico. Just all the basics. I'm not pretty basic person, not very interesting. You probably gathered, but I think if we're gonna go with a sandwich, I'll go with a BLT. But definitely not a hot dog
with avocado though.
No, absolutely not.
A BLAT.
Yeah, I'll take some. I'll take some. I just said I love guac, so
yeah, true.
No, Woods doesn't like avocado at all, but he'll eat some guac.
Really?
It's weird.
He's weird. Yeah, I'll eat guac all day long. I will not eat it. Stop putting avocado on my burger and my sandwich.
And yes, Dennis, we have asked him if he knows how guacamole is made.
Correct. I know it's in there. It's just got a different flavor for me.
It's just got to be mushy and very pureed for you.
No, yeah, exactly. And with the pico and all the spices in it, that's how I like it, Dennis. But no, I rough weekend, obviously. And what is it? The immovable force meets the
immovable object
meets
the
unstoppable
force. The Reds are coming to town, probably licking their chops, right? Like they've been playing terribly.
What happens with movable forces and stoppable forces?
Right.
Stoppable objects.
They've been playing terribly. Andrew Abbott on the bump has owned the San Diego Padres. I mean, every time you look at the schedule, you're like, there's no end in sight to the futility of this thing and the bad base running and all of it. Dennis, it is just a hard product to stomach right now.
If you don't really want to talk about the product on the field, one thing I'll be really interested to watch this series, especially, first weekday series of June, is the crowd, the attendance for this series. I know a lot of these tickets are pre-sold and their season ticket percentage is really, really high, but that doesn't reflect, who's actually going to show up, especially for the Reds, who are not the New York Mets. I wasn't there yesterday, but obviously I think everyone noticed these crowds, even though these were sellouts over the weekend, they weren't quite as robust. So I know they're not reproved yet, but if I'm, Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano, I'd be really, really interested to see what kind of attendance this offense is drawing while they continue to struggle. And that would probably weigh into whether I'm making all kinds of decisions at the trade deadline and whether I'm making certain decisions after the offseason. So, I'm going to be really interested to see what the crowds are like this week.
Dennis Lynn, brought to you each week by 7 Mile Casino, joining us, our Lynn Sider from The Athletic. And you wrote that at least the thinking around the league is that the Padres can add payroll, even though they're almost to the second luxury tax threshold. I guess the question is it smart to do that? And would you consider trading Ethan Salas, which in my mind, Dennis, shouldn't even be on the table right now? I mean, what kind of return would they have to get at this moment to even consider putting Ethan Salas in a trade proposal?
Same kind of, or same, I guess, level return that they got for Leo DeVries. Definitely, you don't want to trade him for a closer or reliever at this point because that's the last place you need help. But you need a star you can control. I wouldn't trade him for Tarek Skubal, although I'm sure that's crossed AJ Preller's mind. I personally don't think he would do it even. But I think, if you're connecting the dots, that's the kind of trade that the Tigers would obviously consider. But yeah, I think with how much they've struggled to find a catching solution over the last decade under Preller, they're not inclined to trade the guy who's, finally broken out and looks like a top 10 prospect in baseball again. It's just so hard to find two-way offensive catchers, right? A guy who's, good on defense too. He's really good. Just, blocking balls has been an issue for him over the years, but the guy just turned 20, so I'll cut him a break there. But yeah, I think, again, if you're thinking about what they can sell, I go back, 10, 11 years ago when they traded Matt Kemp and I think he was only 32 or 31 at the time. He had a few years left on his contract, and they had to take back Hector Oliveira, and they released him a few days later. It was just a salary dump. So if they're going to start trading off some of these big guys with the big contracts that they have left that run through the next decade, they don't really have many options there. So they're really stuck in a hard place right now, because even if you do somehow salary dump some of those guys, the casual fan's not going to want to come back to Petco Park, and attendance has been what's kind of holding up all the revenue around the Padres.
It's so funny too, because I just don't see a team that's like, yeah, give me Xander, give me Manny right now, and we'll fix them, and they're older, their salaries are exorbitant. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to be talking about at this point. Can you walk us through? You were in the scrum on Friday before the game when the unsolicited analytics talk happened. I will say it kind of blew me away, Dennis, to hear it.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. You can never complain about what Manny Machado is willing to say on the record.
Right.
As reporters and fans, he makes it interesting. I do think something Craig Stammen said the next day might hold some, validity, that Manny might be trying to make the broader point that, you can get bogged down in this game with all the information. And it's not that he's necessarily anti-analytics. I think Manny's the kind of guy who's not going to let on exactly what he's studying when the microphones and cameras are off. He does care, despite the fact that a lot of fans think he doesn't care by the way he kind of plays in the field or the way he moves around. I know, just like Eric Hosmer, another name that's not super popular right now. Eric Hosmer tried a lot of things behind the scenes that didn't quite work out in San Diego. But I think, Manny's point to Craig's point is that, let's try to keep the game simple. And maybe that's not an approach that's working. Clearly it isn't right now, but I think that the broader overall point is that, maybe we need to go back to simplifying things, and then we'll hit again. But, whatever he's doing right now clearly isn't working. So
you didn't,
I think it just didn't land well overall. I understand that point.
It didn't, certainly. And you didn't see it as some sort of like shot across the bow at, the hitting coaches that are there now, did you?
It might have been clearly whatever's going on there, what the hitting coach, what Steven Souza has preached to the group, and what the group is going out there and trying to execute. There's a disconnect there. It's not landing. But I go back to the hitting coach, especially in San Diego, being maybe one of the worst jobs in baseball.
Yeah.
There's just only so much can affect. A lot of these guys have their own guys that they talk to even throughout the season, not just the off season. So yeah, you're trying to teach guys how to react faster, which is almost impossible, as opposed to being a pitching coach and having the ball in your hands. So yeah, it's a tough assignment that Steven Souza took on this year. And I know he didn't personally know AJ Preller before this season. So this was a Craig Stammen hire. And if you hired Craig Stammen and let's say you make a change with his hitting coach, that doesn't really reflect very well on your manager. And your GM has had so many managers already. So it's kind of a tough spot for the Padres to be making a hitting coach change, although at some point this just can't go on for much longer. So it's going to be really interesting over outside the next month and change.
Let me ask you this, Dennis, and not specifically about Manny, but you've got athletic colleagues in pretty much every city covering every team that you see as they travel in and you travel there. When you compare covering the Padres to other clubhouses and what you hear from other athletic reporters, are the Padres usually, do you feel like they're a good clubhouse to cover? That, the players will, be accountable and talk to reporters for the most part? I mean, no one's perfect, but, how do you think the Padres as a clubhouse compare to other clubhouses around the league?
I go back to, well, first of all, Manny being an interesting person to cover. He's willing to say things that other players aren't willing to say on the record. Now, whether that's good or bad for your clubhouse or your team, that's another matter. But as far as being, I guess, a member of the media, I hear from other colleagues that, sometimes I'm jealous of the personalities that you have in San Diego because, my clubhouse is really buttoned down and kind of boring. But, when it comes to on-field production, sometimes the boring stuff can lead to more, steadier production, right? So, It's kind of, it's got its pros and cons, but overall, I'd say, the Padres, access wise, it's not always the best access because a lot of these stars kind of roll into their, locker, right before the clubhouse closes to the media. They know the game, but that's not just San Diego. That happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting clubhouse from the personality standpoint. That's for sure.
Dennis, really appreciate it.
Thanks,
Good stuff. I mean, we'll see what this week brings. We may have an entirely different conversation by the time we get to next Monday. Always appreciate it.
Somebody buy that man a carne asada burrito.
Dennis Lynn from The Athletic on our
favorite sandwich.
SDCCU fan hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking, it's better. And all Dennis Lynn appearances brought to you by our friends at 7 Mile Casino. Yeah, I mean, you think that most baseball players, like even the Padres, you go, yeah, they're mostly are kind of boring. Other teams are even more boring than the San Diego Padres when it comes to their clubhouse.
I've never heard anyone say this team is boring.
No.
They're boring to watch sometimes because of the offensive futility, but to cover, bro, you couldn't ask for
AJ
anything
is
better.
Clearly the most intriguing general manager in the league.
God, yes.
By a wide margin, I would think.
Good or bad, yes.
But yeah, in terms of covering him,
it's wild, man.
It's pretty wild to cover the San Diego Padres.
It really is.
On a season-by-season basis.
Yeah.
Right now, it's as bad as it's been in a while, for sure. And we're trying to get our heads around it and figure out what's going on. I mean, it's crazy that they're just a half game out of a playoff spot here. I mean, you have a couple of good weeks and everything's forgotten and you move on forward. It's hard to envision a couple of good weeks happening right now with how long it's been since they have now played good baseball. I don't remember a team having a slump this long in a season where they're still kind of as good a position as the Padres are. Normally you play this bad for this long and you're way out of it and you need like a miracle to get back in it. Padres don't need a miracle to get back in it.
Got to get on a little bit of a streak.
Just got to get on a better streak at this point.
Yep.
But it's hard to see that happening at the moment. All right, we will come back. Final hour of Ben and Woods, including our Reindl Report. A lot of interesting topics. Obviously, NHL, NBA, breaking news in college football that I want to talk about. This Brandon Sorsby case. Lots of interesting stuff still ahead with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben and Paul. I don't know what happened to Woods. He just left. It's a confusing clock that says 8:59 and 58 seconds, and he decides to head out the door.
He'll come back. Oh, are we back? Yeah. We're back at the same clock we've had every show for the last 8 years.
Totally back.
He waits. He sits on his phone or his computer until like the last minute or 30 seconds before the commercial break ends. And that's when he goes.
So let me ask you, Paulie, then, since Woods isn't here. Was there anything encouraging from this past weekend about the San Diego Padres?
Anything encouraging?
Anything encouraging. And I mean, I'm glad Freddie Fermin's not on an 0 for 30 streak anymore, but I don't expect Freddie Fermin to carry this offense. Couple home runs or, let's be honest, those are freak occurrences. He's not going to hit more than 5 all season long. I'd be stunned. So I don't consider that encouraging. I'm just happy that it happened. The only
I don't think there's anything encouraging.
The only thing that I could say was encouraging is I thought Griffin Canning actually looked the best that he's looked.
That's about it.
And they're going to need him to pitch like that going forward.
Except better.
Except even better than that. 5 innings, just 3 hits and the 1 earned run. Most of the innings were really quick and efficient on Saturday as well, which is the kind of Griffin Canning that they were kind of advertising that, hey, this guy threw really well with the Mets last year. Could it be in position to have a really good season with the San Diego Padres? And we saw like glimpses of it in his first few starts, but it was just outweighed by the struggles that we also kind of saw. And on Saturday, you actually saw what you would hope would be the Griffin Canning the Padres could get going forward. That would help the starting rotation immensely to get more of that from Griffin Canning.
Sure. Got to back these guys up with some runs.
But the bright spots were very few and far between. Miguel Andujar leaving the game with a tweaked hamstring yesterday, just adding to the Padres' injury woes.
That lineup tonight's going to look fugly.
I've been waiting for Miguel Andujar to get hot again. He's been ice cold just like everybody else.
Yep.
Thought he was going to, get one in there with that line drive to left that MJ Melendez
made.
A
catch. They made a bunch of those.
That guy's a converted catcher who made that play.
They made a bunch of they had some really good outfield play. The New York Mets did this weekend, certainly, and some balls were hit hard, but just guys made spectacular plays on them, and just how it's going right now. Got really lucky to win that game on Saturday. Really lucky.
David Morgan looked good in his return to the Padres as well after spending some time in AAA. So.
There you go.
Very small nuggets of positivity, far outshadowed by the kind of negativity and the rut that the Padres have been in.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about something other than Padres baseball. Paulie, any direction you want to go today on the Reindl Report?
Almost any direction.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
All right, let's start off with the San Diego Padres. I'm kidding. Let's see. We'll start with the NBA. We talked a little bit about it tonight, but I wanted to get an update on the ticket situation at Madison Square Garden. We were talking about it late last week before Game 2 had even been played. I think we said, if somehow the Knicks steal both games on the road and they're up 2-0 heading back to the Garden, that might be the most expensive basketball ticket of all time, the way things are trending. Now, there's been a little bit of a wrinkle. Right now, if you go on StubHub at least, the get-in price is $6,100.
Oh, that's less than it was last
ticket.
week, right?
That has gone down. I have seen a lot of people online are saying there's a lot going on tonight at Madison Square Garden with the president wants to be in attendance at the game. And because of that, there is a lot of extra security that is going into effect.
No bags allowed whatsoever.
Are people saying this is not going to be worth the headache?
The headache of getting in, the security, like Ben just said, you can't bring a bag in. I got a buddy who usually he's going to the game tonight. He has a camera bag. They're like, can't bring it in.
Not bringing that in.
the area outside of Madison Square Garden, which has been just insane over the last really few weeks on this run for the Knicks, they've closed it all off. They have like partitioned off the entire area around Madison Square Garden. So like you can't have the party outside of the stadium watching the game tonight either. So I do think a lot of people are just saying, bro, I can't do it.
I'll sell.
I'm going to sell for that much money. The headache of going to the game and getting in.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Knicks and Spurs tonight, game 3 in New York.
Must win for the Spurs, Ben.
Yeah.
That's my analysis.
Must win for the Spurs.
That's
To
right.
put themselves in a bad situation with that loss on Friday night. I mean, I
was watching,
it's,
man.
Wemby's so good, but that brain fart.
That pass.
After they were in position with the tie, they came back from 14 down, had the game tied, get a rebound with 10 seconds left. You shouldn't be able to lose the game. The worst that happens is you go to overtime.
Correct.
You play for the last shot. If you make it, you win. If you miss it, you go to overtime. Throwing that ball away and then fouling and putting Brunson on the line, who made one, and then Wemby had a chance to win it still and missed it. You just can't let it happen.
No.
I mean, it probably cost them a chance to win the series, honestly, which is too bad. Wemby is going to have great moments and a great career, but that one's going to haunt him for a while. Probably
100%. Yeah. I'll be interested to see what happens. I think I can kind of talk myself into either situation. Maybe New York is too fired up and, there's no way the Spurs are going to go down 0-3 and you're like, Spurs are easily going to win. But then you look at the Knicks and you're like, they've won 12 straight. Why would I pick them to lose now?
They haven't lost in forever.
I mean, they're steamrolling everybody for the most part. So, it'll be interesting to watch. Switch over to Major League Baseball. I wanted to highlight, I still know we have the MLB Reacharound, but before we get there, I wanted to just highlight Jacob Mizorowski. He is one of the most insanely good pitchers I've ever seen. I've never seen it. He set another historical feat yesterday in his outing as the Brewers beat the Rockies 12-4. Now, Miz, his final line here, trying to find it. Can't find it right now. But the reason he made history was he threw the hardest pitch from a starting pitcher since they began tracking this in 2008. He threw a 103.7 mile per hour pitch. And that has been the fastest since a starting pitcher since they started doing this nearly 20 years ago now. Insane. Unbelievable.
That is amazing. But the stat that I saw, and I don't see it exactly because I want to verify it. But if you look back at the history of Coors Field, which opened around 1999, a year after I think they played at Mile High for a year.
A little before that. Maybe.
The 30 fastest pitches ever thrown at Coors Field are all yesterday by Jacob Mizorowski.
God. It was
all 30 of the fastest
Saturday.
pitches in the history of the ballpark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Saturday night.
All of them, yeah.
His box score, he finished with 7 strong innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, only 8 strikeouts, which is terrible for Mizorowski. Did you see the moment?
It was Coors Field.
It was at Coors.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the video? I'm sure you did. From the 7th inning, going around of Pat Murphy walking up the steps. He's about to pull Miz.
Oh, he told him
Miz is standing on the mound, and they had a stare off.
Yeah, they did.
Old grizzled ass Pat Murphy is standing there. He's about to make the switch, and Miz is shaking him off. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then they just stared at each other for like 10 seconds. He left him in, struck out the next 2 guys.
Did Pat Murphy dress him down in the postgame news conference?
No.
Young players shouldn't be questioning their manager like that.
No, that's when you say, I look for that in every pitcher. I never want a pitcher to give up the ball. It's true. You start getting in trouble. You start looking over at your skipper like, whenever you're ready, dude. Get somebody hot. Yeah, not Big Miz, though. He's nasty.
He is disgusting, man. He's fun to watch. Finally, we'll wrap it up. A little good news here. St. Johns County, Florida today. So there was a principal of a high school who was placed on administrative leave because when the school yearbooks came out and were issued to students, I believe last week, the cover of the yearbook had a quote from Mrs. O'Connell, the principal, said, "Everybody hating, we just call them fans, though." And that is a quote from the lyrics to Trap Queen by Fetty Wap, rapper.
Obviously.
She did not come up with that line. She also did not approve it or put it on the yearbook.
Oh, somebody else did.
It happened after the final approval was sent in to the editors. You know how kids are in the high school yearbook committee. Somebody got into this system and they put the rap lyrics on the cover and attributed it to the principal. Before she even got a chance to really explain like what probably happened, like I just explained there, they put her on administrative leave for disorderly conduct or inappropriate conduct. And everyone goes, that seems a little harsh. It wasn't even like a bad lyric, but because it was a rap lyric, they determined it inappropriate material. And so she got in trouble and she was sent on administrative leave. Fetty Wap's team found out about this. They sent a huge bouquet of flowers to the principal, and they just said, "Dear Principal O'Connell, I hope these flowers lift up your spirit. Wishing you the best. God bless," from Fetty Wap and the team.
I thought it was Fetty Wap.
Oh,
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap. Are you sure you knew that?
Imagine if we could get
He's trusting me.
Suspended, essentially, placed on administrative leave for things we didn't say. That would be hard. Because you could just say, well, I heard Woods say this.
Prove
and
it.
Woods can go,
I got the tape.
I didn't say it. Oh, well, we're going to have to suspend you even though you didn't actually say it because someone said.
I don't say it twice.
They heard
dude,
you
as
say
you
it.
know. I don't say
you
it
didn't get
twice.
suspended for that.
No.
Even though he said you said it.
No, I know what he thinks he heard.
The principal also says, I never said that or approved
that's
that.
That's in writing.
Yeah.
You know?
She said the quote was not in there. When we were done proofreading it, we said, all right, go ahead, send it in.
Send it.
It's good. Like, we're done. Sign, seal, deliver that yearbook. Came back, had the quote on there. What are you going to do at that point? Everyone wants their yearbook. You got to give it in. You give it to everybody. And she goes, I was just sent home to say that's inappropriate conduct. And then they released documents to the news and given me no control over my own process. I couldn't even speak for myself. I've had no hearing. It's just been really disappointing.
You'd be surprised. We submit our shows to be proofread by Adam, and sometimes he doesn't get back to us until like 2 minutes before the show.
That's
before
right.
He gives his approval of what we're going to say for the next 4 hours.
We have to send it to the Padres, actually. Don't forget.
Did you guys get your script for tomorrow already?
Did.
It's approved already?
Approved.
We're ahead of schedule for tomorrow. Are we winning or losing tonight?
No, we're losing tonight.
Oh, yeah. Reds win 4-1.
Damn.
3 hits.
I didn't see the
Pods.
script yet.
Yeah.
Check your email.
Abbott shows.
Check your work email, Ben.
Abbott goes 7.
3 hits?
3 hits.
2 more than I thought.
Somebody goes yard. Let's see. Kevin Sheets goes yard. They'll start him against the lefty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He'll go yard.
Matt McClain got us, though, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Steer.
Spear, too. Both of them?
Steer, yeah. Both of them.
That doesn't surprise me, honestly.
That's it.
All right. Start working on the crap up. 2 in a row, Paulie, for tomorrow.
Say
Since
that
we already
audio
know the
just
script.
in case all of that comes true.
Yeah, right. You heard it here first.
I just quickly want to get to the breaking news in college football as well, which makes no sense to me.
Nope.
A judge in Lubbock, Texas,
Texas, you say,
has granted an injunction, a preliminary injunction allowing Texas Tech quarterback Brandon Sorsby to play football for the 2026 season, even though the NCAA has already ruled he is ineligible permanently because he bet on his own team.
Correct.
And this has gone back, he's gone to rehab and gotten help for gambling addiction and said, with the courts that I should be allowed to play. And the NCAA has said, absolutely not. You can't play. But now a judge has said, oh, no, he can. So,
a judge in Lubbock, by the way, which is where Texas Tech is housed.
Which, again, and I want to show some empathy towards Sorsby. Clearly got into some trouble, had a problem, needed help, is trying to get help. But the reason this makes no sense to me is basically you are now telling the NCAA any player can bet whatever they want on their team and they can't do anything about it, correct? Because then they'll just go to court and go, well, you can't suspend me because, this guy has already been allowed to play. This is the new standard. So it's now open season and all college athletes can now bet whatever they want on their teams. That doesn't seem like the right message to be sending going forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, tell your kids, hey, man, don't do this. There are going to be severe consequences, but actually not really. So have a ball.
They actually can't give you any consequences whatsoever.
No, you got a consequence of 2 games.
Why can they do that?
I don't know.
Why doesn't the NCAA suspend him for 14 games?
It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't know why they are letting this slide. I really don't. That seems to be a real line in the sand that's been drawn in sports. And let's be honest, college sports are now professional sports. You're paying them to play. So
he wagered approximately $90,000 on professional and college sports over 4 years, including 40 bets on Indiana when he was a freshman with the Hoosiers in 2022.
And it's crazy that even if he didn't know, even if he wasn't playing in those games, he knew, had inside information, being a part of the team, used that and gambled, got caught, went to rehab, and now they're going to make him sit 2 games. And Texas Tech will, they'll have to figure it out for 2 games. But after that, he's one of the best prospects in football. He'll be back. It's just insane. Just insane. Makes no sense to me.
I mean, shouldn't leagues be able to establish their rules on how they're going to play?
Shouldn't there be consequences to your actions?
I mean, why doesn't someone sue and say, you can't suspend me for using steroids? You can't ban me for...
but we have rules. Oh, well, so did this guy. There were rules in place.
And all he argued was that it would do him harm going forward if he was prohibited from playing. Well, yeah, it's supposed to do you harm. That's the idea. That's why it's called a punishment and not, not a slap on the wrist. They wanted the punishment to fit the crime, essentially, here.
That's tough, man.
I just don't know. It doesn't make any sense here.
Yeah.
Kind of opening Pandora's box going forward.
Pandora's box has been open for a while. Brought to you by DraftKings. So yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah, Welsh Fryer. Can an El Cajon judge let Tucapito Marcano play again? Right. A San Diego judge has ruled, so-and-so suspension is no longer eligible.
It's actually not that far off what we're talking about.
No, it's not at all.
He's certainly harmed by the ban from Major League Baseball, and a judge could rule, you can't take away a guy's livelihood like that. So, they could absolutely reinstate. I don't see what the difference is between that and the Sorsby case, honestly.
I really don't either, man.
It's pretty much the exact same thing.
Pete Rose is rolling in his grave right now, by the way.
Right. Pete Rose, bet on his own team.
Yeah.
Apparently that's fine. That's fine now.
That's okay now. Wow. Yeah, it's hard to wrap your head
We live
around.
in wild times.
We do.
Live in wild times.
Zero accountability. Zero.
Let's take a time out. When we come back, we will have our MLB Reacharound, and we will give away some Padres Mets tickets for tomorrow night's Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead game. That all coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEG 0004666.
Speak of the devil.
Games and rules played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Brandon Sorsby would have been perfectly allowed to go to 7 Mile Casino.
Yes.
If he is
would
of
have.
age and wants to play some California-style blackjack, fine. You know what? That is absolutely okay, as it should be okay for all the tier ones. If you want to go in your own time, play a little Texas Hold'em poker, pie gout, or baccarat, 7 Mile Casino is the place that you can do it.
That's exactly right. Best part is just 7 minutes from downtown. Very, very close proximity. Very easy to get to. Very simple. Some casinos can be really confusing. This is not one of them. You walk in, and there you are. You don't have to walk to multiple floors and find the games that you like. They got Texas Hold'em, pie gout, baccarat, and of course California style blackjack.
7 Mile Casino, also the home to Sammy's at 7 Mile. Sammy's wood-fired pizza, the great pizzas, the salads, the pastas, but also the 24/7 players menu available any time of the day, any day of the week, including the Kung Pao chicken. Enjoy it in the restaurant, at the bar, at the patio that overlooks San Diego Bay. Absolutely gorgeous out there, especially this time of year. Get the sun to lift a little bit and the clouds to come out. It really is nice with the views of Coronado and the Silver Strand. Check it out today at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Going to give away some Padres Reds tickets. I said Padres Mets tickets. That was the last series.
You can give those away. I don't know.
They're really not of much use anymore. It's the Reds who are coming into town tonight. I got the first matchup, as we mentioned, Andrew Abbott going up against Walker Buehler. And then tomorrow's Chase Burns against Lucas Giolito.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
Is Walker Buehler our best pitcher right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Semi-excited to see Walker Buehler compete on the mound.
I'm not saying like it's a good thing or bad thing. I think right now, today, is he the best starting pitcher we have?
Numbers-wise, Michael King has the best ERA, but Walker Buehler has been competitive lately, more so than Michael King.
Andrew Abbott has thrown against the Padres 4 times in his
He's given up at least one run, I predict.
He's got an ERA of .98 and 24 Ks in 4 appearances against the Pods.
But those were the good Padres.
Oh,
he hasn't faced these
he hasn't
Padres.
faced these Padres yet.
There's a whole different animal that he's got. Might have to change things up a bit. Wednesday, Brady Singer against Michael King. That'll be a day game on Wednesday at 1:10. And then the Padres off on Thursday. We'll have an Epic Wings, Epic Padres roundtable. Then hit the road to face the Baltimore Orioles, St. Louis Cardinals, and Texas Rangers on their next road trip. As I mentioned, so these next 4 series got 2 weeks to try to, play some better baseball, because after that, you got a really tough stretch of the season of the schedule before the All-Star break with the Braves, the Dodgers, at the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks. You've got some tough series. It's not going to be easy sledding. If you're playing better, now I'm not saying you can't win a series here or there, tread water for a while, but you're not going to make up a ton of ground, I would think, playing those teams.
No.
Some of the best in baseball. So this is your chance over the next 2 weeks. The Reds have been scuffling lately. We'll get to that here in our
the Mets had been scuffling.
Reach around. But the Mets had been scuffling as well, and you didn't take advantage of it. So
I promise you, the Reds are waking up this morning.
They're just yes.
San Diego. We got the Padres tonight. Let's get back on track.
We will tell you how they've been doing and the rest of Major League Baseball right now in our MLB Reacharound.
They're doing the
Reacharound.
They're doing the
Reacharound.
Everybody's doing the
Reacharound. One thing I miss when the Padres are struggling is the ability to just shrug off a bad day.
Sure.
Like the Dodgers had a horrible day yesterday.
Sure.
They got beaten by the Angels 13-5. The number 9 hitter for the Angels, their backup catcher, Sebastian Rivero, went 5 for 5 with 6 runs batted in. But it was just to avoid a sweep, and the Dodgers, they could care less. They just move right on, and they
no big deal.
Wash it away, and they just move on to the next day. So
won a series.
Padres can't do that right now. Every loss feels just an indictment and more critical than the next one, even when they're not as ugly as 13-5 to the Angels. The Diamondbacks also avoided a sweep yesterday. Mike Soroka allowed 1 run in 7 innings as they beat the Nationals 5-1. The Giants played the Sunday night game against the Cubs. Michael Busch had the walk-off single in the 10th inning for the Cubs on Saturday. Didn't happen for the Cubs yesterday as the Giants scored 1 in the first, 1 in the 10th, and that was all they needed in a 2-1 win over the struggling Cubbies, who lose the series 2 out of 3 to the Giants. Even the Giants playing better than the Padres right now.
Scoring, they didn't score a lot last night.
No.
They had been on a little roll there of double-digit runs. It's hard to wrap your head around, honestly.
I saw some fans talking about the idea of trading for Luis Rise to play some second base.
We did that on this show. Like Ben brought it up.
I know.
Remember? Yeah.
I mean, it makes the most sense if you're trying to add offense. Second base is a place you can put someone and move Fernando back to the outfield, and no one's hitting for average.
We had Luis Rise, and he hit 280 here. And when he's not hitting for high average and high OBP, he's like,
I agree.
He'd be a world beater on this team, but again,
that's the thing.
I saw
now,
more of it this weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I feel like if we're going to be moving guys to bring in some offense, I don't know that that's where I'm starting.
Well, you have to start with the players that are available. And there aren't that many teams that are out of it right now that will have players available.
Sure.
Giants are one that appears to be kind of out of it. So he's one of the guys you have available. So that's where you start. Wrapping up the NL West, Brewers beat the Rockies 12-4. Old friend Gary Sanchez hit his 6th home run of the season and drove in 3. Brewers are just legit good. They're solid. One of the 3 best teams in the National League, along with the Dodgers and the Braves.
Plus 105 run differential for the Braves. It's
yeah,
crazy.
They beat the Pirates 3-2 to complete a sweep of a pretty decent Pirates team. Michael Harris II. All 3 runs came on his double in the 7th inning. That's all the offense they needed in the win. The Reds, as we just mentioned, they got swept by the Cardinals and have lost 4 straight. They fell yesterday 5-3 the final, and they've dropped like 3 or 4 games under 500 after their great start. They've given it all back. Kind of similar to the Padres, actually. Really hot start, and then things started catching up with them. Haven't been playing nearly as good a baseball. So this is definitely kind of a series where only one team can get right, and both teams are desperate that it will be them over the next 3 days. The Phillies have gotten right. They finished a 5-1 homestand that included sweeping the Padres by taking 2 out of 3 from the White Sox with a 9-5 win yesterday, even though Aaron Nola was not as good against the White Sox as he was against the Padres. Gave up, I think, 4 or 5 runs. The Rangers, 10-0 over the Guardians. Jacob deGrom, 6 shutout innings as Texas wins that series. The Royals took 3 out of 4 from the Twins with a 6-5 win, but some caution. Bobby Witt Jr. had to be taken out with a sore knee.
Ooh.
So keeping an eye on Bobby Witt Jr. going forward. The A's avoid a sweep with the Astros. 5-0 they win with Brent Rooker and Nick Kurtz going deep. Marlins win the Sunshine State Showdown.
Yes.
That's a tongue twister. The Sunshine State Showdown with a 4-1 win over the Rays. Sandy Alcantara, 1 run allowed in 7 innings. The Tigers, your new favorite young player, Kevin McGonigal, with a walk-off 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th.
Off of Munoz, too.
Off of Andres Munoz in Detroit. they started so badly, but they've won 5 out of their last 6 as they take the series with a 5-4 win over the Mariners. We talked about the controversial tag play in the Blue Jays-Orioles game. Blue Jays rally for a 6-4 win to take the series, and Yankees-Red Sox. Yankees win 6-1 over Boston. Cody Bellinger and Jazz Chisholm Jr. both hit home runs in a 5-run 8th inning that took a 1-1 tie and put it in favor of the Yankees.
Got a rain out on Saturday. I had a friend that took his kids up there.
Oh, to the Yankees
out.
game.
Yeah, so they extended their trip and stayed and went to.
And where's the makeup? They didn't play a doubleheader, so later in the season or something. One other baseball note: did you see the Diamondbacks signed suspended player Max Kepler, who is out half the season due to a PED suspension, was a free agent. He will be able to report on June 25th. And play the rest of the season for the Diamondbacks, but will not be eligible for the playoffs. But that was one. I wonder if the Padres kicked the tires on Max Kepler.
I wonder.
Needing some offense and knowing he was going to be available later this month.
Left-handed bat, yeah. I don't know.
But Diamondbacks get him first, and that was the one big move yesterday.
Perfect.
All right, that was our MLB Reacharound. Right now, we're going to give away some Padres tickets for tomorrow night's game against the Reds. It is the Xander Bogaerts Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead night. Tickets are available at padres.com/tickets, but you can win them by being the 4th caller right now at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Good luck with Ben and Woods. We'll come back, wrap things up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
People complain about the baseball gods, but either they don't exist or they were asleep at the wheel on Friday night. Welcome back. Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Mentioned earlier, another not great performance by Michael King. 6 innings, but 6 hits and 4 earned runs on Friday, taking a loss against the New York Mets. And it could have been worse if Juan Soto had just been running a ball out normally in the top of the third inning. Remember, top of the third, 2 outs, Bo Bichette on third after an RBI triple. Juan Soto hits a routine grounder to Seung-Won Song at second base, gets frustrated, puts his head down, kind of takes a couple of jog steps out of the batter's box and doesn't realize that Song completely booted it. But by the time he realized it, Song was able to recover and just get him in time to end the inning, costing the New York Mets a run. I was told that the baseball gods do not look kindly on such things, and the Mets probably would be punished severely for that transgression. But apparently they weren't, as they went on to win the game 5-0 anyway.
I don't know if that's punishable by the baseball gods.
Was that not a punishment by the baseball gods situation?
I don't think so. I think the
Good morning. How we doing?
Good morning. I think it might be. It might be, but I usually use things for the baseball gods like getting too cocky, right? Like That's when the baseball gods usually get you.
Unless you're the Dodgers.
Unless you're the Dodgers.
They're infallible.
They literally are infallible to curses. I mean, somebody made a video. I saw it this weekend. I started dying laughing. Of course, we have That's What's In. We know that. We talked about that.
That's what's in.
We talked about it last week. They made this mashup of all these cringe, horrible Dodger videos. And there's like 30 of them. And they mashed it up, and I went, oh, my God. We had one.
And it ruined us.
It ruined our entire franchise. And I'm looking at these videos going, how do they get away with it? So maybe they don't exist. Maybe they don't. I have no idea. They're just infallible to curses. But baseball gods take into account things like, well, he has been injured this year, right? So busting it down the line on a 6-hopper to second base. I hit a 2-hopper to short yesterday. I put my head down. I ran as hard as I could. I also hit a 300-foot pop-up to the pitcher, and I didn't move out of the batter's box.
I think we're both.
By the way, did not move. Just stared at it.
I think we're both on record.
It would have landed fair. By the way, I just spaced. I was still in the box, Paulie.
Like, damn, I hit that high.
Man, that is high. Is he going to get this? Look at that. Oh, my God. Here he comes. He's coming over here. Oh, he caught that in fair territory.
I think we're both on record as saying, like Manny Machado certainly does not run out every routine grounder. And I don't know that I want him to be sprinting full out every single time.
I actually saw some Met fans going, yeah, he's been banged up this year. He put his head down and he was pissed.
I do think that, keeping your head up, you can not be going full out, but if you've got your head up, you at least see what happened out at second base. The looking down is more what got Juan Soto rather than the not sprinting full out of the box like a banshee. Sure. I don't mind your superstar players are trying to get out there as many of the 162 games as possible, but it's the looking down that got him in that situation. Yeah. Whereas if he had looked up, he probably would have taken a faster step, 1 or 2 steps earlier, and would have made it. And the Mets would have scored an extra run that they, of course, did not end up needing in that game whatsoever.
Correct.
And I would hope Manny would be the same thing. Like, you don't need to run out every single play, but make sure you have the awareness of what's going on the field. And I think generally Manny does a pretty good job of picking his spots and seeing where his opportunities are. When I better be going on this one, I just hit one that I could beat this one out. He wants to get as many hits as possible, get those numbers up when he can, but he's not wasting his time on the ones where he feels like I've got like less than a 0.5% chance of anything good happening here. But thought that was interesting on Thursday. I can imagine the Mets fans, had they ended up losing that game by a run,
they would have lost their minds.
They would have lost their minds. But because they won that game, it doesn't end up being that big of a deal in a situation like that. So anyway, that's pretty much all my thoughts from the weekend that was for your San Diego Padres. Again, even though they won a game, they got swept by the Phillies. I actually was almost less encouraged by the Mets series.
Yeah, I was too, man. Phillies, at least you look at and go, all right, yeah, these guys
they're hot right now.
Hot right now, and they're really
loaded,
good players.
They're healthy for the most part. The Mets aren't healthy. No, they're not good.
No, you got beat by the bottom of the order too, and Carson Bench is going to be a good player, but 5 for 5 yesterday. Holy cow! I mean, it was bad. You have to tip your hat to some of the defensive plays the Mets made, though. There were some balls in the gap they went and tracked down. They wanted it. They certainly wanted it more than the Padres did. But that's that series that kind of opens your eyes a little bit and goes, all right, fine, the Phillies got me. The Mets get you, and if the Reds get you, boy, I don't envy us the rest of the week.
Yeah, so. The opportunities are not getting better. No. They're going to get worse after this.
That.
So. The Padres need to turn things around rather quickly.
Well, it's the oldest adage in baseball is you just got to go 1-0. That's it. That's what you have to do. You go 1-0 today, and that's all you can do. You can't control what you do in the series. You just can't. You have to find a way to win tonight's ball game. Execute as best you can. Don't run into outs. Don't give away outs. Things like that. But this team they've been doing all of it. They've been giving away outs. They've been poor base running, no hitting with runners in scoring position. Not hitting for a ton of power, really. It's as bad as it's been for a while.
Clay in the chat points out, still not worried on June 8th, 2023, 29-33. Well, we don't want the season to turn on like that one. 2024, 34-34. Yeah. 2024 was an excellent season. They were 50-50 before they really turned it on. But back in 2024, you didn't have the dire offensive grimness that you have right now. I do think there is a difference. You had a couple of spots at the bottom of the order that needed fixing.
Yes.
And you were going like, hey, when we get to the trade deadline, we can fix a couple of those spots.
We'll fix it.
There's no, I don't see a fix for this without a bunch of guys turning it around and playing much better baseball.
I don't either. And with Andujar now with maybe a tight hammy, not that he's been doing much, but he ran into some early. What does it look like? What does that lineup look like tonight? I mean, they're banged up. Lefty on the bump, I believe, Abbott. I think I did this last year. I believe he is a lefty. He has owned the team, and you're going to have a lineup with probably Bowen, Samant Taylor. Do you ride Freddie for me in the hot hand right now? The 2 homers in a row.
Be a third straight day behind the plate.
Yeah.
It's not generally what Craig Stammen's been doing this season, but yeah, I would probably throw him back out there. Squeeze as much life out of a hot streak as you can.
If you're seeing it.
Because I don't think Rodolfo Duran's gotten a hit in a long time either. Yeah. So I might as well put Freddie Fermin back out there. If he says he can go, let him go, especially against a left-hander.
That home run on Saturday night, I was there. I was in attendance. Most unlikely home run of the season so far? Has to be, right?
Don had the great set. He had never homered at Petco Park.
Had he not?
Wow. The only homers he hit last year were on the road. So that was his first ever Petco Park home run. He's been with the team for nearly a year. Now he's got 2 of them. And here's the crazy thing. He has twice as many home runs as Fernando Tatis Jr.
It's just crazy.
Make it make sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Spin it.
Doesn't make any sense at all. All right, we got some topic wheel to finish out the show.
Thought you'd never ask. All right. What is the best subscription you currently pay for?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I'll go first because I actually just recently started this subscription. I finally, a couple weeks ago, joined YouTube Premium. My wife's had it forever, and I would log in and sometimes use her account to not have to worry about ads and stuff. We just upgraded to the family account, family plan, or whatever for both of us. Wow. I could never go back to regular YouTube now where you have to watch 2 15-second ads at the beginning and a bunch during the middle of the videos. It's worth every single penny.
Interesting.
I do think that Amazon Prime tends to give you a lot, like more than I even need them to give me. Like, I'm getting the packages thing, and then I'm also getting the streaming services and sporting events now. And like they keep adding things, and I'm going, okay, this is kind of an essential. Like every household almost they've decided needs to almost have Amazon Prime in their life. So I guess that's probably the best subscription that we pay for.
Mine is my music streaming. It's Apple. I pay for both. So Spotify.
Both of them. You pay for Spotify.
That
and
seems
Apple.
like an overkill.
No, maybe I get Apple. I get Apple through Verizon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but those are both great. And I know that, Spotify steals money from artists, but I buy the artist's album, so
you can feel good about yourself.
I feel good about myself.
That's the thing when they say like, "Oh, so and so sold 200,000 records or whatever this year on their new album."
Right.
I'm like, who's buying albums?
I am.
Woods.
Yeah, I am.
I hate now that I feel like
merch, albums, you name it.
You either have to obsess about your subscriptions, like monitor them.
Yeah, you do.
So closely, which isn't great. Like, I don't want to have to obsess about them, but then all of a sudden you're going to worry about like, how many subscriptions am I paying for that I don't need? And should I be monitoring it? I feel like on a daily basis, I should be looking and going, do I need this subscription anymore? Is there anything I'm really watching on Paramount Plus right now? Or can I let that go for a while?
Bro, I remember
and then the second you let him go, your kid comes up to you and goes, what happened to our Peacock subscription? This is a show that I want. And I go, fine, you can subscribe back to it again. It's kind of like this modern stressor that we didn't used to have is keeping track of all of these monthly subscriptions and trying to figure out which ones you actually do legitimately need, which ones you don't, and when you can let them go for a while before you. I don't know. I don't like it. It's not my favorite thing.
I have really whittled mine down. I'm only at like 6 right now. So that's,
really?
That's
you
good
think
for me.
you are?
Yeah,
are you sure?
I think I am.
I mean, I have stuff like, food subscriptions too. Like those are like I get like MCT oil was delivered this morning.
Got it.
That's a subscription service. Every month I get it, or every 6 weeks or whatever. Like it's not just digital. app subscriptions, but yeah, it's
I don't
a
like
lot.
I don't like the ones that you subscribe and then they keep charging you. Like there was one that I had. I was like, buddy, I canceled this thing in time, and it auto renewed somehow.
We get the New Yorker magazine.
Yeah, I do too.
I have tried
No, I get New York Times because of the Athletic.
We get the New Yorker magazine. I have tried so many times to cancel it, and it just keeps coming week after week, and I can't do anything about it. And I have this stack of unread New Yorkers, and I just get them and almost just throw them immediately away. And I tell them,
New Yorker's a tough read.
I don't want the subscription anymore. Is there any way for me to get out of it? And it's like, no, you already paid for a year, which got you like the next millennium for free.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want them anymore. Stop sending it to me. I don't read it.
Peruse it.
I don't open it. I don't do anything.
Why did you get it?
I didn't. Someone else in my family signed up for it.
What?
I don't know. We have a problem with some people signing up for things. We have like a bean of the month subscription at one point where dried beans would come to our house, and then we'd have to find a place to put them. It's like I finally got that one canceled at least.
You're supposed to eat them.
Exactly, but you have to actually. They're not easy to cook because you got to soak them. Like
beans suck to cook, dude.
Like dried beans are not easy to cook. You can't just decide on a whim. Oh, let's make those beans.
Yeah, I gotta soak them for 72 hours.
Think about that 3 days ago before you wanted the beans. All right.
Beans of the month, by the way.
Subscription rant.
Just hearing this out.
Please, for the love of God, win
Matt
tonight.
Scraby is in for Braden.
Keep losing.
He is coming up next for Paulie Reindl and Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. here on 97.3 The Fan.